Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High, a higher has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall rest therein. Coming again on this Deborah platform. It's time to stop. Stop the lying. Stop being deceitful. Yes, Sister Deborah can say it a million times, a trillion times. But guess what? A higher knows who's who and what's what. He knows every word that is proceeding out of our mouths, whether it's a lie or whether it's the truth. There are many are at a state of mind where they don't know the left from the right. So they don't know what is right nor what is wrong. They just figure they can just say anything how they want to say it and the way they want to say it. They know the devil gonna play their album every chance he get, no matter what they say. So they just assume that they got it going on. They feel that they're famous on these devil platforms. Oh, I'm special. I'm important. I'm famous. I'm known. They love me. They like me. They subscribe to me. They praise me. They glorify me. And all they doing is making you who you are in your flesh. Okay? Letting you know you ain't got a chance nowhere outside of where you at in your flesh this day. Sister Deborah is coming with a message, as I said at the beginning. It's time to stop. Time to stop. There's a lot of lying and a lot of deceitfulness hearts on these devil platforms. Not just YouTube, all of them. They finding pleasure. Did you ever think that this is the same platform that goes on the four corners and all the nonsense that's on here? Say, for instance, if you had to measure on the four corners of the whole earth, okay, and you had to give from A to F, from letter A to F, and you had to grade it based on what the people are, the information people are giving on this platform. Sister Deborah would give them an F, 100, because this is the devil's platform, and he playing it for all it's worth, and the people are playing it to him for all that it's worth. And he's taking what they said, putting it on that turntable, and spinning every message they put out because he knows they're working for him. He knows what's going on. That's why he don't separate what those that saying they're saved or they're walking with the Most High. He don't look at them no different than he see the gays and the LBGs and every wicked and evil that's on these platforms. He don't see it no different because they ain't talking nothing no different. Today we need to stop. We need to stop. We need to stop this line. We need to stop saying that Yah is giving us all these dreams and these visions that it's not true. He don't waste his time giving you dreams and vision in this day in the order in which they are saying. You see, no, why would he? I'm gonna put a how would I say it? I'm gonna put a brand in your head, and it's gonna be with you. Many of you all. It's going to be with you whether you're righteous or whether you're unrighteous, to give you something to think about when you're listening, whether you're righteous or unrighteous, so you would know who a higher is and his right hand power. He ain't got time to give you dreams and vision on his mission. Even Yeshua, if it was the Father's will, that he comes right now and let y'all know, look, my Father in heavens don't even let me know how he gonna rumble this thing. So how is it he giving you dreams and vision? You see, you go back to Yeshua throughout the whole time he was on here, he was constantly saying, only my Father in heaven knows. He would tell them, no, I don't know anything. Only my Father in heaven. The Father in heaven did not give Yeshua all from A to Z of his mission and his will. So how is it now listen to this. How is it Yah is going to give you all these dreams and vision and letting you know that he's going to take you this route, and you're going to turn, you're going to go this way, and you're going to end up in the mountain based on this, you're going to go this route, and you're going to go this way to the promised land. Yah is not doing that. People are so in tune and has for so long given people visions and dreams throughout their platform to where they don't even know how to stop and say, wait a minute, is Yah saying this or am I saying this? Is Yah saying this or doing this or is it me? So you have to be able to find something somewhere. You have to find something somewhere in which a higher came unto a prophet or a prophetess and told them his whole plan. That's the problem I'm having. People are cranking up lies. Let me explain to you one thing. I had to grip the fact that if Yah sent an apostle, one apostle might have something that the other apostle do not have, meaning the gifts of a higher. Okay. Now, in this day and time, you ain't going to have too many apostles. Okay. Because this ain't time to build up. Okay. Only thing they could be building up on is the spirit being of a man and a woman. That's it. Y'all ain't got them building up on no churches, building churches and building sanctuaries and traveling to build like the 12. We don't understand. We have no respect for his will. And nothing he puts in those that he's seeing to speak. We don't take heed to nothing they say, but we quick to hear the lies and the deceitfulness of those who come to deceive you. Their whole purpose is to deceive those that are how would I say it, is already equipped to be deceived. Let's put it like that. But the problem I have is we need to stop lying. Okay. Throughout my life, since I was a little girl, a higher has always given me dreams and vision. He has never given me the fullness of nothing that's regarding him. He's never given me a dream nor a vision or spoke to me and said, Deborah, I'm coming in the wilderness. We're going to the wilderness and we're going to turn this way. We're going to go up this way. We're going to go through Africa. And we're going to go up on a mountain. Come on, you guys. Why? Now, this is what I'm going to put in your head, and it's going to live with you forever. When people, now, hear what I'm saying is, keep this. This is going to live. This is a plant in your head, in your brain. Watch this. Why would a higher give a prophet or a prophetess, okay, dreams and vision on the mission and the steps that he's going to take to get us to the promised land and where the promised land is? Why would he want to come and give you that when he didn't given you the whole book? Watch this here. He didn't give you the Ruach HaKodesh. Okay. He didn't show you how he rumbles. He didn't taught you how he rumbles. And none of his characteristics says, I'm going to give you to A to Z of the mission of what I'm doing. Never. That's why Sister Deborah don't and refuse. Let me tell you why. Because the fear that's in me, the fear of the Most High lives in me for me to come and tell you something that he has not told me, or he given me in a dream, in a vision. The dreams and vision he's given me is not being able to master every step that he makes with his power or with anything. No. He's not going to sit there. He'll sit here and tell you. Now listen to, let me give you an example. He'll sit here and he'll deal with me on about, tell him how I'm going to do it. What I'm going to say. What I'm going to be glorifying, y'all. What I'm going to say. I'm going to talk about his life and his power. You see? His word and his power. I'm not going to tell you he's going to say, go up this way, go through Africa, and the South Africa, and you'll go up on the hills. No, what they're doing is they mastering the scriptures in a way that they think that they can pinpoint how he's going to do it, the way he's going to do it, and when he's going to do it. He don't send us like that. He don't see, like Sister Deborah told you all a year ago, in this book, there are many things smeared, but I would never tell you to turn from it. I would never tell you Paul wrong, David wrong, Moses wrong, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is wrong. This is wrong and this is wrong. No, 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 no. Sister Deborah would say, smeared. I've went over this here, and when I read this, I can see where they done smeared it. And what do I take it back to? The Ruach HaKodesh. She comes to unsmear it. You see what I'm saying? So y'all ain't focusing on what they want to say about this book. Because if he's the true teacher, he the one to straighten that crooked and make it straight. So anything crooked in this book, who's going to straighten it? He's going to straighten it. Especially and only if it's in his. The crooked way. He's going to straighten it when he teach you. To give you the right way. That's why he said, I come to teach you all things. And he said, Deborah, anything in that book that's smeared, I'm going to come and unsmear it in thee. You see? So we so bent on trying to deceive people and manipulate people to believe we're somebody's on this devil platform. And we will go to the extent of any limits to do so, to get people to like, follow, and subscribe. And it's a sad thing. But Sister Deborah, a prophet, is in the wilderness, come to tell you it's time. You better stop. Because the consequences are going to be paid right where you at. I don't care how many children you got. I don't care how many wives you got. I don't care how many husbands you had or you got. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care if you two giving you a check. You better stop it. That's a message of power within itself. When I tell you all anything that y'all be telling me, I don't go telling you the beginning to the end for us where he's going to do and how he's going to take us here or how he's going to come down and he's going to do this and do this and do that. No, I tell you exactly what is in here that has been hidden. And I just quoted saying how it's been hidden. Like, let's take, for instance, the end game. All through Deuteronomy 28, it's telling you the end game. Destroy. That's an end game. Let's take, for instance, if you take your phone and here it is, you see it, right? You see it here. But if you crack it and beat it into its crack, the end game of that phone is what? It's destroyed. So when I'm saying it's destroyed, he destroyed here, it's because he didn't set it here, okay? And he has brought confirmation to me in the spirit realm that that's a part that they are missing. It's here for the eyes. And when I speak it, it's for the spirit of who you are to know. Eyes to see, ears to hear what the spirit is wanting you to know. But the spirit of a higher is not coming telling me to tell people to get ready. You're going to go this route, this route, and this route. Now, I will say this. This is what I'm going to kind of help them out a little bit. I'm going to kind of help them out a little bit, child. This is what I think they're thinking. I think they're thinking, and I can't say they are thinking this. This is what I'm thinking. And in a way, I'm trying to get them a way out, but I know it's no way out. Y'all say when they lying and they deceiving many. But I'm thinking like this here. Maybe they are thinking that Ahia has said many things that's going to take place, okay? We do feel that something is going to take place in this country. And they're saying, come out of this country itself, okay? Because so much is said about things happening here and we're seeing it, okay? So they're saying, come out of this country. You don't have to stay in this country and still know it's going to get worse. So go somewhere else, and wherever you go, he's still coming to the four corners to pick his up. And then you can go, then you can still go when he gather his. So I think, now this is Sister Deborah, I think that's what they're trying to say. They're trying to say, but what happens when they be trying to say it, they want you to follow their order, okay? And their direction, instead of saying it in a sensitive way to where people can get it in their spirit, man, what they are actually saying. But they don't want to come the route of the spirit. They want to stay the route of the flesh, as if you got a whole bunch of money in this pocket, your back pocket, your front pocket, and all down here. You got money everywhere that you can just jump up and run where they tell you to run. You see, they don't understand this thing is spirit and it's truth. No matter what nobody says, It's spirit and truth. It's just one guy. He's he does medicine and all of that. He herbs and herbalist or something like that. And now he's getting ready to run to Ghana. And I'm like saying, brother, I don't care where you go. I don't care what you go. What people do not understand, y'all will, if you have the mindset to escape somewhere that you think that you can escape and go somewhere else, and it's going to be a better, y'all, it's going to cause that same demon that was in this land to come meet you where you're going. You know why? Because you're trying to make Yah out a lie. And Yah is not a lie. He's not a lie. He says what he means, and he means what he says. When we get to the point where we so overly learned in our flesh, we think that we can tell people, go here and go here, do this and do that, because people, they really have. In the last, say, 10 years, they've been following the voices on this devil platform, not understanding that these voices are albums for Satan. He put one on. He knows when you coming on here, and he puts it on so you can hear. Okay, I'm just showing you how the behind scenes of the spirits, they already know that you are caught up in all these platforms, listening and hearing and taking heed to all this crap. So the people that's here, they have to stop. I mean, like, really stop. I don't know what y'all is going to do, because honestly, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I'm supposed to have been thrown down on 150 people. I'm supposed to have prepared food. I say I'm going to freeze this until I get on here and do this video that the spirit is leading me to. I'm not doing it until I do be obedient to the Most High or higher. And that's why I'm here. This is not the normal time. I'm just moving with what it's called. My mother said, when you know he telling you, be obedient. And that's what I'm doing. So I want people out there to understand, it's not that you better. You're doing something so great. You're preaching and you're teaching and you're giving people information. Oh, they love you. They believe you. And baby, the time will show you that you're going to be as what it is in reality now. All of what you're saying is vain and vexed. Because if you are not leading people to the bosom in that day, which the day we're in, the end days, all of this other stuff is vain and vexed. Stop telling people that Yah is giving you dreams that we're going to Africa and going up to some mountains. Now, I'm sure the mountains has been spoken, but we have to see it when Yah do it, not when man say this is how he's going to do it. Do that make sense? If we say, okay, he's going to take you in ships and you're going to go back over to Africa, through Africa, and up the mountains, he's going to take you. Now, you first have to go to the first Exodus. Were you on ships? Okay. Were you on ships? And when he took you from Pharaoh to the wilderness, and where did you go from the wilderness? Did you go on ships to get to the promised land? No, you didn't. Where we are at today, we came over on the four corners, traveling through the ship and so on. But what did I tell y'all? Yah's mighty hand is going to orchestrate everything. If we forsake the power of who he is and his mighty right hand, his stretched out arm, and just go to the whole mission itself, or when he's going to do this, you're actually telling people that Yah is going to turn to the heathens and whoever and get ships from them, and their ships is going to take you to the promised land or to wherever they said it's going to take us to. Now, you cannot cross out Deuteronomy 28. So the end game says something, but we said this is the problem. I know that there's a lot of deception and deceiving and lying, because they refuse. And if y'all ever thought to just sit down and read Deuteronomy 28, what is it that people are rejecting Deuteronomy 28? Because his power is resting therein. His power is saying, you're saying they did it, and I'm telling you I did. You saying they did this, and I'm telling you I did this. You saying they did that, and I'm telling you I did it. You said they did this, and I'm telling you I did. You said they doing this, and I'm telling you I'm doing this. But we build a newfound religion on Deuteronomy 28, only partial 2 pieces and have forsaken the end game and the care that he had for us at the beginning. Begging us, I put it like that. So what that leads me to do, what that leads me to believe is, how is it he's giving you dreams and vision in the last days, showing you the route that he's going to take with his mighty hand? I wouldn't dare want to tell y'all. I wouldn't dare. And I've been dealing with this most high, since I was 4. And he never showed me no vision and no dreams, telling me, Deborah, we're going this route. We're going to get ships. We're going to go this route. Now, I'm going to say this here. Can he do that? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. But there he's having me to say, you all be very cautious with these people coming out with a new end game for you all, because that's what they're doing. They're coming out with new ways to tell you fake hopes, okay? And your hope should be on him. Your whole leaning on his bosom. Him seeking his understanding, seeking his wisdom, his knowledge. You out of the hands and the minds and the mouth of man. You now want to be resting in his bosom. You want to rest in him and not in man. You want to be able to see his light. You've seen enough of man light. It's darkness. You want to know which way is your narrow gate, Father, y'all. Furthermore, can I get that drink? Because I'm a little thirsty, Father, y'all. I'm a little thirsty. Can I have a drink? That's what you should be yearning for. You should be thirsty. You should want to eat from the tree of life. You should grab it and eat it. And so you can have that life, you see, and not so much as what people are saying. Now, like I said at the beginning, Yeshua said a lot of things about, a lot of times. I mean, I'm going more than 20 times. It's not the Father's will that it's for me. It's for him and his will only. See, he said that because Sister Deborah said the same thing. Yah is not going to give a prophet nor a prophetess the total end game when you ain't even understood Deuteronomy 28 end game. So how you going to understand the end game? He's going to come to you, look, tell them that I'm going to take them in ships and you're going to go this way, that way, that way, that way. And you're going to end up in the wilderness and they're going to take you up to the promised land. Okay. When you say that, all those ways that they're taking it is the leading of man. When Yah brought anything into his order, it was his right hand power. When Yeshua said, no man took my life, I laid it down, who brought it back up? That power brought it back up. When he said heavens and earth, created heavens and earth, who did that? That right hand power. See, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build up on these lies that we can tell people without the power. Once we understand that there's power got to be behind what we say, what we think, what we feel, how we behold things. Even in our dreams and visions, you're going to have to see the power. You can't just say, okay, he gave me vision and dreams that we're going this way, we turning left, we're going to go this way, we're going to go up here, we're going to go here, we're going to end up here. The mountains represent many things. He even told me how he spoke to the mountain, said, get it right. So therefore, we can say that there's mountains, but y'all ain't coming to give you A to Z in how we're going to get up out of here. He's not doing that. That's for him and him only. Let's set another example. When he called Moses, look how he prepared Moses all that journey to be the head of Israel when they walked out of Egypt. Okay? All that journey Moses had to go through. All that journey. He put him in dreams and visions, but he had to go through journeys. But he never gave him how he was going to do it. Yah never told him, go tell Pharaoh to let my people go. Moses, we're going to turn here. I'm going to part the sea, and then we're going to go straight through the sea, and I'm going to drown the army, and y'all going to go straight through the sea, and then there's going to be on the other side, the wilderness. I'm going to take you here, and no. Moses never had the head up. So how do you have the head up, and you ain't even got the head up on Deuteronomy 28, the end game? So you ain't got the head up on the end game in Deuteronomy 28, but you got the head up of where Yah is coming to take us because he gave it to you in a dream. People have been dreaming They've been giving people dreams and their visions that Yah said, they said Yah is giving them. It has become an addiction. It has worked so well for them that they don't see nowhere they can let loose of it. They can't see nowhere they can actually let loose. And like I said, it speaks of the mountains. It does speak of the mountains, but you can't take what you read and know the direction from what you read. It's telling you how he's going to get you from Babylon to the promised land. If that's the case, that's why a lot of them are arguing here today and going up against each other, the Hebrews, because one said one thing, one said the other. One, we see what the power said. How about that? How about that? What is the power of his right hand said? What did the power do for them when he brought them out of Egypt? You didn't know. It was the right hand power that led them out. But you don't know nothing about that. Why? Because you're so busy giving man glory and honor and praise, and you forsaken that which he said, denied the power. And they have denied the power since Genesis, and they all went to Revelation. They denied the power. That's because Revelation is where we at now. And they see it today. It's where we at now, denying the power. They trying to make you think that Yah is using them so much and teaching them so much and giving them so much without the power. Now he's telling them all that. So who get the power? Who get the glory? Somebody talk to me. Who would get the glory? If I come and tell you, Yah has showed me that he's going to do this, and he's going to do this, he's going to do this, and he's going to take us here, he's going to take us there, and that's how we're going to go through the promised land and the wilderness and all of this, and then who getting the glory? And where's the power? The person that's saying it, the person that's putting that word out, because more and more draining themselves from it and believing it. You see? Because they get the credit. The power gets nothing. The power is not even recognized in none of it. Wow. You see what I'm saying? The man has got the credit. They're going to have their ships. They're going to have to take us. We have heard in there how going through the wilderness, there are going to be Gentiles that's going to meet up with us, and they're going to take on and help us carry the children and so on to the promised land. But Yah ain't told us how he's going to do it. Only thing he left with Sister Deborah is this: my right hand power. And that's what I trust in, because it was, he said, Deborah, what was it? It was in the beginning, Father Yah, in Genesis 1 and 3. All the way through to Revelation. They still don't get it. They thinking it's what they say it's going to be. And that's why you hear a lot of people confused in what many are saying. But I think I kind of get some of them, because I think what they're saying is there is so many things going on in Babylon. And let me tell you something, in the last 2 or 3 days, I'm like, Father, it's no way out of this, is it? It's no way out of this. You know how it says, if it was so, no, it didn't say if he was saying anything is possible through him. Oh, he know I know that. He know I know all about that. But the thing about it, this is not possible in the way we want to orchestrate it out of our flesh. You see what I'm saying? We can't. When we talking about a higher taking us anywhere, you better bag that thing back to the power, because that's the only way you'll get your stanky tail out of here. It ain't got nothing to do with what he giving you in dreams and vision, and you ain't even read the dreams and vision in Deuteronomy. You don't even understand the end game of it. And then he was telling me something that brought me to be really sad. Yeah, I was really sad. I was telling him that it's amazing, Father, how I had never, y'all might laugh at me, but I never was one to watch Netflix and all that crap. And I had no idea that he had forced the light to be left on through all the movies, not all of them. Let me not say that. Through many movies, he's actually allowing them to tell us what they're actually doing. And because we are rejecting him himself, he just letting us go out here and be in Lululand, because we're too ignorant to see that he even made sure that they left a light on so we can see. See, that's why, remember when he said, if it was so, it will fool the very elect. See, the elects can see. So I'm sitting here saying, okay, Father, here it is. In the last year, and I ain't even been on here a year. I ain't been on Netflix even a year. I've been watching Netflix. I said, Father, this here is speaking similar to what the verses in the book is saying. I said, now who you think got those? The heathens. They have mastered the book, y'all. The book that y'all refuse to master because you're too busy trying to find history your way. You too busy trying to do it and speak it out of your wisdom of your flesh, your knowledge of your flesh, your understanding of your flesh, and your emotions and your personal opinion. Instead of sitting your tail down, shut your ugly mouth, and let the Ruach HaKodesh teach you in spirit and truth. But no, they want to do this their way. Stop the line, because that's what time it is to stop. That's what time it is. Because after a while, you're already addicted to lying and deceiving people. You are addicted to it. And it's like that's the only route you can see in yourself, is to continue to deceive people. And when you get to the point where you're telling your whole message year after year after year, it's based on dreams and vision y'all giving you, don't be no fool. Don't be no fool out here, y'all. Y'all ain't gave nobody that many dreams and vision to tell you A to Z. Especially the route he's taking us to the promised land and how he's going to do it. I wouldn't dare go there. All I would tell y'all, like I've been telling y'all, that right hand power. See, these are the things which are spirit and truth. No one wants to go that route. They want to go to the route that's going to deceive people and mislead people. So as I was looking at Netflix, I would say, Father, this is pretty deep. This is pretty deep. I said, now, all these different movies, and they got probably a good 100 on Netflix, more than 100, that's talking about different viruses or different things being injected in people, whether they eating it, but they're taking it in, or getting shot, and they're losing this. You see, Walking Dead, it started off with that one. And I was staying in Georgia, and I'm going to tell y'all something. It wasn't even 20 minutes from where I was staying where they were filming The Walking Dead when they first started the series. And that there, I said, what will be their purpose? I didn't have the fullness, but I was like, why would they bring up a movie like that? But guess what, y'all? When I watch Netflix, and I have not watched it 100 times and 100 different, but when I go through it, month after month, I'm like, wait a minute, a different one, 10, 20 different ones talking about the same thing. You know why? That is, now listen to what the Father was telling me today. He said, now, you remember you was telling them? Do you remember you was telling them this was going to be destroyed? I said, yeah, Father, but what do that have to do with The Walking Dead and all these other movies that's showing that they're going to get shots and they're going to get, the people going to lose this here. Ain't going to have no sense of hearing. And we walk around killing and eating each other because this going to be gone. He said, what did you tell them? Go back to Deuteronomy 28, until they are destroyed. And when you're broken, that's the only time y'all going to come and restore you. You know why? I noticed when he said he's going to restore us and how he's going to put that new heart, that new spirit, and then put his spirit in us and a new name. But then he went down and began to tell us, but after that time, a little while later, by and by, you're going to remember who you were in your iniquity. It's going to come back to you. That's why I tell people thinking they so gun stupid on getting to the promised land and don't understand your butt better be trying to get to the New Jerusalem, which is life, which is the tree of life, where you thirst. You want to make it on that side, but they so ignorant. They want to go to the promised land. See, everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die. That's a true fact. You see, that shows you that they don't want to leave this world. Like Lot's wife, she didn't want to leave Sodom and Gomorrah. She was in love with it, and she died like they did. Believe it or not. So you want to go there? Okay, that's where they're going. So here you go. You go where they're going. Now, how you like them now? You see? So what I'm saying is this. It's a real big thing that people are going around and they're doing a lot of lying and being deceitful and deceiving many by great numbers. Yes, they pull in all the glory, all the praise, all the likes, all the subscribers, and they are not turning the people nowhere near a light, okay? Or even wanting the people to know that, hey, you got the thirst. You You got to have thirst for this. See, these people don't understand. These are the ones that he's going to get. No, he's not coming and just getting everybody like everybody's thinking. We just didn't got him all bent up and bent down. But he's not going to do that. Do you always hear Sister Deborah say, I'm going to the promised land? No, what Sister Deborah tell you? Just let me meet you. I'll meet you on the other side, Father. Yeah, I'll meet you over there in New Jerusalem. I don't care about no promised land. Just let me meet you over there. Because, see, a lot of them don't understand what the promised land is going to be consist of. By and by. You ain't going to be over there all that time and everything going to be like it started. You see, there's things that you have done, even those that he's going to put these things in, you know. And then when the Satan is loose for what? Wait a minute, hold up. You see, a lot of people just don't, they're so ignorant. They don't want to tell the truth and stop lying. They just want to tell lies. So people want to be recognized so bad. This is a time and I don't like to say time. We're in that day where everybody wants to be boosted, uplifted, pride, boasted, like they are famous and they are movie star, and they don't even understand. Close your eyes to death. Them people won't know you a week from now. You wouldn't mean a darn thing to them a week from now. Marcus Garvey, I think I'm saying his name. They still talking about him. See, you didn't know that, did you? They still talking about him. Why? Because he left food for your spirit. He left you information that you can pick up that torch and run on. He left powerful information. That's why he had to go. Not because it was a bad thing that he went. You see? You look at it, that's the ignorance again. People look at, oh, when they die, oh, that's a bad thing. That's why he died. No. He gave you all the food that he gave you. He gave it to you for your spirit. People walking around here taking it. And as you listen to that dead man still talking, and when you listen, it's still food for your spirit. While these ignorant people here thinking, oh, I'm famous. I know I'm been on this devil platforms and I got 100,000 million subscribers and I'm all this. I'm famous. Baby, you famous in your own glory. You famous in your own praise. You famous in your own worship. Because when it close down on you, you think people gonna be thinking about you? No, they ain't. They're not gonna be thinking about you because you didn't leave them nothing for the spirit. And your tail even got up and not got up, but you out of here. And you left nothing for their spirit. But this man left Marcus Garvey. I think that's how his name. And you notice how he came and gone. You heard from him 1 minute. He gave what he gave. That's how y'all move. That's how y'all move. He would take his up out of here. You see what I'm saying? Because he already know Marcus Garvey, they ain't paying you no attention. You giving them the purest light that they can even see. You giving them all the light and you showing them the way and everything. They ain't listening to you. See, that's what y'all knows. He knows that we can call on this guy and we can call his name and say he did this and say he did that. But they can't even tell what he was doing. He was giving them spirit and truth. They so ignorant they never caught it. They never heard it. All they know is he was saying something, boy. He really gave the word. Yeah, he really gave the word. Yes, he did. He shot in. And another thing he did is he didn't start off with the Hebrew Israelites. But once the Ruach taught him, it was like he shot into it. He began to see he was in Christian church. And once Yah gave it to him, brought him down, he sat and listened to the Ruach teach him in spirit and truth. And he shot it to the people and got up out of here. Yah took him up out of here. Because he knows Sister Deborah can be on this platform for 1 million years. And it ain't going to matter. Because he been here longer than I have. His word been here long. His spirit been here longer than I have. And they still ain't listen to him. You see, there's people right now that are bashing Yeshua HaMashiach. They ain't bashing Yeshua HaMashiach just cause Jesus Christ. They bashing Yeshua HaMashiach, saying he wasn't true. Like they bashed Mary. Mary wasn't a virgin, and she was a whore. This is the minds of the Hebrew Israelites. This has always been their mindset. That's why he called them. They stiff-necked, Deborah. They rebellion. They disobedient. Then when he was telling me, look at rebellion, and then you would get a grip of why you wonder why we don't follow, y'all don't follow rules. I said, Father, that means we don't follow rules. He said, yes. Don't you see that? I said, Father, I see it so clear. We are people that don't follow rules. We don't want to follow what is righteous. That's the number one rule. Following the most high, a highest light. We don't want to follow that. We don't want to thirst. So the first rules he talking about we don't follow is his righteous rules. Let no man tell us not to do this. That's why it's so easy for them to start cursing and going off when they pull it over by the cop. That's why it's so quick for them to always snap it. It's because nobody's telling them, well, wait, okay, wait a minute, bro, we need to do this a little different. We can beat them by being humble and speaking righteous, than to always get out here and want to curse, fuss, and fight and try to say, you bother me, you doing this, you doing. But that's the way they talk. That's the way the camps and the Hebrew Israelite movement and the Hebrew Israelite awakening, that's how they talk to people. So that's why the people just out there, they like Walking Dead. And honestly, they are. So he was telling me about the Walking Dead, and I was telling my Father, how is it that all these movies is connected to that? How could that be? And I said, where have I been that I never saw this? He said, you never saw it, but he said, it's been here for a long time. Netflix been making series and movies, series, I think that's what you call them, movies for a long time, warning us as people. You see? He was explaining to me that he brought up that you know, that thing that they was giving people. He was saying that it's all about what I was telling them in Deuteronomy 28. I said, well, how does that connect? He said, what is it when you see all the movies? What is the main things happening? I said, the people losing their mind. He said, have not you been telling them people on YouTube that? I said, Father, I would have never known he would have come that route. I would have never known had not he told me to put the pieces together. So how would they be doing that? And how would they able to destroy unless they're doing it through food, water, and the shot? You see? So whatever way, they already know that the people are going to be like Walking Dead zombies. They know already. And here we are walking around here trying to get a like and a subscribers toward our page instead of trying to get people to glory and magnify Yah in such a critical time as this, as was called by all the prophets. Daniel, I mean, everybody in that day, all the way from the beginning, just warning us. It ain't going to be like no other day, y'all. So we don't want to tell people that, but we want to tell people, because what you do is, but then you can't tell people if you ain't got it yourself. So that makes sense, Father God. That makes sense. If they ain't got the light, how can they give a person a pin needle of any light? If they ain't got it, if they ain't got spirit and truth, how can they give? That makes a lot of sense. But that's right there leads one to understand that people are a long distance from home, and they might not make it home at all. They're a long ways. They don't think, wait a minute, he said you got to thirst. That means you thirst. The reason why I'm saying that is this. Yes, he's coming for what it is, and he's going to deliver. Okay? All I want people to understand, don't play with him. He got all power in that right hand. Same way he brought them out, he going to bring us out. But we can't just make up the way he gonna bring us out, like we've been sitting at his dinner table in heavens, and he telling us why we sleep. And I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna turn here, go up Africa, South Africa, and I'm gonna go up here to the mountains. Y'all ain't dealing with us like that, y'all. That's not how he runs. Go to your Bible. He ain't never told nobody nothing like that, to where he had to give them the end game to what he done already said that he's going to do first. And how he's going to do it. Now, what they can do is they can go in there and they can hear the mountains. Oh, so I know we're going up in the mountains. We got to find out which route. And then what they do is they take words out and they try to master the direction that we're going to take to the promised land. You think I got time for that? baby, I ain't got time to try to overstep his will. No. If his will don't give it to me as what he wants me to know, and what will I gain to know the way to the promised land, y'all? Do that make any sense? What would make people think that a person can take, y'all is going to tell a person the way to the promised land? Because honestly, y'all, I think the promised land is not what we say. It's what he said. You see? The promised land is not what we say, what we read. It's what he already orchestrated and have prepared in him. You see? So this is where Yeshua can come and he can say it to you and I. I don't know. I don't know how he gave it to you. That's what he was saying. If I don't know the way to the promised land, but he gave you dream and vision, and you know the way there and how to get there. No, he's not. That's not the power of his right hand. His right hand like to show up and show out. And he don't need you to show up and show out. That's why I say people who do a lot of dreaming and vision and telling you when y'all said this and y'all said that. Reason why I know they lying is because they always, or they'll do something when they say it. You see their hand moving because that helps support their lie so they can get it out the way they want to get it out. Y'all, it's not, oh, no, don't get me wrong. He's giving dreams and visions, okay? But he ain't found no one on this earth, and not even Sister Deborah, where every day he's giving me dreams and visions. Now, every day he talks to me, and he tell me this, but it's like he's schooling me, y'all. That's why I quickly get on this platform. I'll be getting to talk to you all about it. It's like he's schooling me. I'll be like, wow, I didn't know that. But he put A, and he'll turn around and put A to B together. Say, do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, let me get over here and tell him. You see what I'm saying? It ain't like he said, okay, here A is, and I'm gonna bring y'all this route, and you'll end up here in the promised land. Y'all ain't doing nothing like that to nobody. That's when people have really stepped their boundaries. They done went overboard. When they begin to do it like that, they have gone overboard. And you better be careful with that because a lot of that is going on. A lot of females are getting on this devil platform saying they, y'all told them this and y'all told them that in visions and dreams. And a lot of males are also getting on here saying that they died and they woke or came alive and y'all showed them this and y'all showed them that. But ain't nobody giving him no glory. No glory. How can y'all come to tell you and this, and you ain't even giving him no glory, no honor, no praise. But yet he gonna come tell you everything. That means if he's coming to tell you something, his right hand is what's going to be doing whatever you say he's doing, he's going to do. But you don't even know who his right hand is. I don't get it. But he gave it to you to tell the people. Now, I want to go here in John, the Gospel of John, chapter 4. I'm not going to hold you long. I'm just going to go into John, chapter 4, the Gospel of John, chapter 4, and verse 22. John, the Gospel of John, chapter 4, verse 22 and 20 through 24. Okay, and it reads in verse 22. Ye worship ye know not what. You hear what I'm saying? Listen to what he's saying. Let's go on up to 21. Yeshua said unto her, Woman, believe me, for the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet in Jerusalem worship Ahia. Okay. Ye worship ye know not what. And that's what's going on these platforms. You don't even know what you worship or worshiping. When you're on these platforms, bowing down to these people, praising them, honoring them, giving them glory for a message that they're saying, and they ain't saying nothing. No power of his right hand, no light, no direction to the narrow gate, no nothing. And you just praising them. Oh, they telling the truth. Verse 23. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers, the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. You see what I'm saying, y'all? The true worshipers. And y'all running around on these devil platforms thinking that these people are teaching and preaching and giving you the word of the Most High Yah without spirit and truth. No spirit and truth in it. Okay, now listen to this. Gospel of John chapter 4, verse 23. But the hour coming. I like that, Father, y'all. I love that because there's going to come. That's what I was saying, y'all. That hour is going to be scarce because I'm like saying, when are they going to stop lying, Father? Are they ever going to stop lying? Are they ever going to stop deceiving? Are they ever going to see the light? Are they ever going to go into the narrow, go in the direction that leads to the narrow gate? Well, maybe are they going to ever get a pin needle of light? Verse 23, Gospel of John chapter 4, verse 23. But the hour come, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. You see, this is what I was saying to you. Now you go to verse 24. A higher is a spirit. A spirit is not a nationality, y'all. A spirit is a light, a bright light. He is a spirit. And they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. Let's go there, y'all. Let's go there. The spirit and truth. Look at the spirit. This is what's sad. This is what 99.1 trillion don't know on this devil platform. But you know what they're not going to? Because y'all said, don't worry about the multitude. That's why I told my disciples. Because they see and they see not. They hear and they hear not. And he is 100%. It is 100% like unto what today. Listen to this. Verse 24. Yah is a spirit. Notice the spirit is capitalized. The spirit is capitalized. You see that? And they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. You see that lowercase spirit? That means your spirit. These fools run around here calling it soul. You see what I'm saying? They run around here calling a spirit soul. So how can you worship in spirit and what is truth if you run around here talking soul this, soul that, soul? That ain't got nothing to do with the soul. Was a word put in there, y'all. Another one of them things called smeared. But just because there's many things in this book smeared, you don't do away with it. Don't do away with it. Don't turn your back from it. You put that thing in front of you and say, Ruach HaKodesh, I'm ready. I'm in class. I want to know. And he'll come teach you all things in here that's smeared and that he will show you what proceed out of his mouth. But we have to know that he is all that and some to do that. Not somebody's voice, flesh and blood can tell you this and that and that. What did he say about that in any way? He said he said, we fight not against flesh and blood, but principalities, spirits, y'all. So why is it when we're teaching, we're not teaching and understanding anything in spirit and truth? We're running to the flesh. You see how much authority we didn't put on flesh? That it knows A to Z and don't know A to B. But that's what we give it. We give it that prompt and it don't deserve it. And that's how people been teaching from their flesh wisdom, their flesh knowledge, and their flesh understanding. They don't understand. The people don't understand there's a spirit, okay, that has a wisdom and has knowledge and has understanding to give unto your spirit. Now, look, notice here in verse 24, the Gospel of John, chapter 4, and verse 24. Yah is a spirit. Now, if he's a spirit, this is what he said. And they that worship him must worship him in their spirit and in truth. You see? Because your spirit and truth is who he is. He comes in his spirit and comes in you through your spirit, and he brings truth. See, And we still trying to worship him in our flesh. So that's why people screwed today and still wanting to lie. They don't want to stop lying. They want to continue lying and deceiving many. Now, I want you to see in verse 24 of John chapter 4 and verse 20, John chapter 4 and verse 23. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers worship the Father in spirit and in truth. So what make us think that we can worship him in this nasty flesh and be righteous? That's what they've been doing on these devil platforms. They've been worshiping in their flesh. So they have not had a relationship with him in the spirit, because you have to meet him in your spirit and in your truth, and he abide in you and you in him. And that causes his greatness that's in you, causes you to understand spirit and truth of the matter, because that's the only way you can worship him. That's the only way he can commune with you in his spirit. He is truth. He brings it to you. But if we think that spirit and truth is us mastering Torah and mastering all the lost books, precept and line and little here, and that spirit and truth, no, baby, you missed it. And you know what about it? The good thing to me about it, he'll allow you to. He don't have no problem with you missing it. You're going to continue to miss it. Okay? Now, I like that because I've constantly kept saying to you all, spirit and truth, spirit and truth. And it just felt like it was worthless, because people I didn't think that people really would get it. And y'all saying, you just keep on teaching the way you're teaching, because what you're doing is what Yeshua did. He not only gave the word, he gave parables. And that's what you're doing. You're doing everything it takes for someone least to come to the door. See, I'm not trying to get you through the door all the way to his hem or his garment, and he takes you to the New Jerusalem. That's not what he's calling us to do, because we are like filthy rags. We're not perfect in what people think that these people on this devil platforms. No, we're not. You know what? There's a way to be perfect, but it's not in the flesh. And that's what the people are doing. They're thinking they're mastering perfection through their flesh, because they got people subscribing and liking and praising and glorifying them in their message, to where they begin to get lost in spirit and truth and don't have nothing spirit and truth. Now it's become flesh and truth. Their flesh of their truth. That means their emotions, their personal opinion, their feelings is now caught up in their flesh, teaching you. And that's why when a man is challenged in anything that's spirit and truth, they buckle up. That's when a woman, somebody question her, then she want to buckle up and say, you coming after me, you trying to fight me, you trying to show us something with me, you better do this, stupid stuff, because they don't understand spirit and truth. They look at that as you attacking them. They ain't understanding, well, baby, if you're going to speak to Sister Deborah, you better come out the spiritual realm, and you better come with truth. Don't come no other way, you see, because all this other mess here is flesh. Okay, now when I get to John 16 and verse 13. Let's see what John 16 and 13 is saying. In John 16 and 13, the Gospel of John, chapter 16 and verse 13. Howbeit, when the spirit of truth, that's Yah, is capitalized. You see what I'm saying? He's saying that you are spirit and truth. When I come and abide in you with the spirit and truth, we are one in unity in what is righteous. You see? But what they don't understand is you just can't come to his altar thinking you got it nailed because you studied this book. You master the Torah. You master how to read it in Hebrew. I master how to read it in Greek. None of that. That's all vain and vast. Because if you ain't got the truth of the matter, the spirit and truth of the matter, you still out there lost without a cause. And that would bend all of what anybody say out of balance. And here, listen to this. The Gospel of John, chapter 16 and verse 13. Howbeit, when the spirit of truth is come, he will guide you into all truth. Do y'all see that? Sister Deborah been saying spirit and truth, spirit and truth, spirit and truth. Now I always wonder, Father, do they get it? He said, you're doing good. You're doing good. Because not only you didn't even recognize, you giving them people the word and you giving parables. I was like, because I'm like, Father, you like, it's like you speaking to a brick wall, even though you just persistent and keep on going, because you know somebody out there, Yah is speaking to. You know it. I know it without a doubt. Every time I get on here, I know it's always someone that he has that's listening, that he has assigned, appointed, and anointed. Those that are not, they quick to come on, go out, come on. Oh, that person ain't saying nothing. The first time they get in here and you ain't saying exactly what they flesh hear you say, oh, I'm out. Especially when what it does is it gives them it hurts their spirit, okay? Because their spirit is darkened and they don't want to hear no message of anything that might cause their spirit to feel troubled. So that's how they come in, out, go over here, go over there. They don't care. They could care less. But listen to this. In the Gospel of John, chapter 16 and verse 13, listen to this. Howbeit, when the Spirit of truth is come, he will guide you into all truth. Now, listen to this, y'all. Listen to this. If we are in the end days, why would Sister Deborah be trying to tell y'all about spirit and truth? If we're in the end days, and I know that's the only thing that we need to be focusing on in this end days. I don't care what's going on in the world. Nothing going to outride my Father's right hand. I'm going to nail that right now. Nothing can defeat the Father's right hand. Now, I went over that over and over. I'm going to go over it again. But because we reject the power that rests with him, that's why we out there in the sea. Can't find dry land. We can't even come back to dry land because we ain't got no way to come back. We can't even see the dry land. That's how far many people have taken the people. So far out, they can't see dry land. Okay, now listen to this. When I sit and I tell y'all, I be hearing behind hearing, I really do. Now listen to this here. The Gospel of John, chapter 16, verse 13. Howbeit, when the Spirit of truth is cometh, he will guide you into all things. Now, this is Yeshua talking. Who you think he's talking about? When the Spirit of truth comes, the Father, Ahia, he's going to what? Guide you into what? All truth. So what make us think that we're supposed to wait on man to come on these devil platforms on Friday, Sabbath, and Saturday, and Wednesday, and Tuesday, and Monday, and they even got Saturdays that's in their spirit that they want to say something to you about, and none of it is guiding you to the bosom of Yah. None of it, to no light. Now listen to this here. It says, verse 13, howbeit, when the Spirit of truth is come, he will guide you into all truth. Now, why won't we accept that the Ruach HaKodesh, Ahia, is all truth? We don't, because we think man is. We think Deborah is. No, I ain't. Don't put me there. Nowhere near it. I know where my health come from. I know who that right hand is. I ain't got time. Y'all got me bent. I don't play with that. I know what it is. Okay? Now listen to it. For he shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak, and he will show you things to come. That's that comforter, that Spirit of Ahia, the Ruach HaKodesh. He's coming to do all that. And you know what? You know what's kind of sad? He ain't coming to tell you, here I am. I'm the Ruach HaKodesh. I'm this and I'm that. I'm this and I'm that. Like these people on this Doing Devil platform. I'm this and I'm that. But listen to where he coming. Listen to what he said. For he shall not speak of himself. Because this ain't about him coming to speak of himself. It's coming to throw down if you're willing and able to receive. Okay, watch this here. He shall not speak of himself, but whosoever he shall hear, whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak, and he will show you things to come. Verse 14. Yeah, verse 14. He shall glorify me, for he shall receive of mine, and shall show it unto you. Now, who's going to do all that? The Ruach HaKodesh. Showing you. Who? You think he's showing you Yeshua? No, he's showing you Christ. Knock, and the door is open. Who will open the door? Seek, and you shall find. Who you going to seek? Ask, and it shall be given. Who you going to ask? Do you think he said ask Yeshua? He said you ask in my name. The Father will give it to you. See, Yeshua always told you, it's my Father, y'all doing that. And that's all Sister Deborah tell y'all. Y'all have forsaken him, profaned him, disrespect him, dishonor him. Don't give him no glory, no honor. But you give these darn people on this devil platform all the praise. And Yeshua is actually trying to turn us back to the Father. His whole mission was, when you see me do miracles and signs, look, y'all, it ain't me, it's my Father. Wait a minute, Yeshua, you mean it ain't your right hand? No, it's my Father's right hand, Deborah. I already know that. He throughout time after time telling you, the sign, when you see me, you see my Father. Why? Because when you see the power at work, that's my Father's right hand. See? He's telling them. Now, even in here, he's even speaking to try to refer us back to this here Ruach HaKodesh, which is the Comforter. Remember, he said, I must go, but the Comforter, the Father will send the Comforter. It's his own spirit. Okay? The Father's own spirit. Whosoever he shall hear, whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak. Now, that part, I don't know. I can't even explain that part. So I look at that and I say, I don't know what that means. Whatever he hear, Yah is not hearing. Unless you're talking about Christ, which is the power. Whatever the power is told to do, he will hear it. Because the power ain't got time to speak of himself because he's the power. You see? Watch this here. And that's Christ. That's Christ. He's the power. Okay? He will show you things to come. That's the power. Okay? Verse 14. He shall glorify me, for he shall receive of mine and shall show it unto you. Verse 15, all these that my Father has are mine. All these things that my Father has are mine. Therefore said I, that he shall take of mine and shall show it unto you. What was that? Remember all the miracles and signs and wonders Yeshua was doing? You remember that? He said, what did he say? These things you shall be doing, and greater. That's what he's talking about. These are the things that's going to be taken from him, because now this power got to go back to the Father so he can give it to you. And that's why he was trying to tell us this. And here today, it's gone. Nobody knows nothing about that. The Christian church, the Catholic church, they could care less. They never did. They never was online. They come to be on Satan's side, and that's just it. And you got this real sick young man, and I hate that he's like that. Marcus Rogers. He's just all on the deep end. He's on the deep end. He's going after the Hebrew Israelites, saying that all of they're fake and there's not what. And the only reason why the young man is like that, he's the only reason. One reason why he's like that. His mother is European, and he couldn't see if he were to accept that his father is a Hebrew Israelite and his mother is not, then that hurt. That's very hurtful for him. So he goes after the Christians, make sure he stick to the white side and not the right side. So he's denying his who he is because he preferred to be on the side of his mother than the side of his father. He never knew his father. He knew him, but he didn't know him because he left when he was a little bitty baby, I think. He never got to see him or know him, but he's I don't know. I don't know if he's a Hebrew Israelite, but he's a black man. Okay. But this guy fight, and I sit and I watch him. I say, Father, this man you can really use him, but he's not going to use him. He's not going to use him. He said, no, he's too far gone, because he's never been a man that set up under any type of authority at all. Okay. Now, as long as the white man got him under authority, he all for that, which was the military. Okay. Now, when he saw, that's another thing. A lot of our black men that go into the military, they can set up under white men. They ain't gonna come out of that mindset. They come out, but they still got that mentality that the ways of the government, the system, and the way that the world is locked up in here, and it's hard to come through, to defeat that. So he decided to get a church, and I noticed he was going to all the stars, saying things about them and telling them how, if you come to me and I help you here, he was talking about the dollar. And that's why I say I'm seeing straight through this young man, straight through him, straight through him. And I say that's a sad thing, that type of young man is the heathens is going to build him up, and there's the same one that's going to tear him down. The one that has built him up will be the same ones that's going to tear him down. And the way they're going to tear him down, they're going to wait till he get to where he think he at the highest, which is now. And they're going to be the same one to tear him down. Because for him to deny that there no such thing as a Hebrew Israelite, and that we are the chosen people and all of that, he's totally against all of that. But then, this is another thing I'm gonna drop. Would you blame him? You see? We have, our men and women have not, especially our men, have not showed our other men any other way but wicked and evil. So they have shown that to their sons, to their daughters. They haven't shown a daughter how a man can love his wife. See, they thinking the mother's supposed to teach a daughter how to love her husband. That's where you knew it was something wrong with whoever want to add that in there. Is always trying to control the woman like cattle. And you're going to put that in there, but not teaching a man how to love his wife. It don't make sense. You see how they didn't put the two, they only put the one. Saying the elderly women should teach the young women how to love their husband. But you can't teach the daughters how to love their husband without the husband teaching the sons how to love their wives. You see what I'm saying, y'all? So when that's why I was telling y'all, a lot of that stuff is smeared, but you won't know that it's smeared until the Ruach come to you, one-on-one in what? In spirit and truth, and lay that foundation in you. See, that you'll never know. And that's why he said, very few will find the narrow gate, because they will find what Sister Deborah is saying. They would find that narrow gate. Very few. And then when he said, if it was so, it would fool the very elect. Those that he have elect to find the narrow gate, you cannot fool them with the nonsense that you're teaching on these platforms or in these churches or anywhere. Because I told y'all, I will be in the church, I will be way in the back. I said, oh yeah, he getting ready to preach on this. And I was young. And sometimes I know I was wrong. I would go just to see if they going to preach on what I was thinking. And they did. It wasn't what I was thinking. I was reading their minds. That's how it happened every time. And I used to go to church just to play that game. I'm telling you, I used to go there, sit in the back just so I can play that game. Say, okay, he's getting ready to preach this. It's going to be about this. I leave out of the church and he know he was lying. I had done that so long. I never go telling people, you're lying, you're wrong, you this, you do. I never was that type. He never called me to do that. That's why it's just so strange that people can come and say he gave me vision and dreams and told me how we going to get from Babylon to the promised land. I know it only way he given me is through his right hand. And should I have any more than that? No, nobody shouldn't be listening to me telling them which way they're going to go and which way it's going to go. It's going to go this way and it's going to go that way. Just trust in that right hand. It's called faith. Faith. Just trust in it. Faith is something, it's a gift from a higher too. He gives you that. So all I need to worry about is what? That right hand. It's going to do a do. Didn't it part that sea? let them all come through dry land. Was that land wet or dry? It was dry. Then he closed it up, drowned Pharaoh's army. Did he do all that? You can go through all different denominations, and guess what? A lot of them would tell you there was a true story called Noah and the Ark. And they would tell you there's a true story about Israel. Pharaoh and the children of Israel. Oh, they believe in stuff like that. You see? Parting the sea and all. Oh, yes. They believe in stuff like that. So I want to also share with you in First John. This is First John. These are some verses he gave me a couple of days ago. And I just want to make sure I get 1 John chapter 3. 1 John chapter 3 and verse 24. And it reads, and he that keeps his commandments dwelleth in him, and he in him. You see what I'm saying, y'all? Y'all didn't get it, did you? You need to write this down. Listen to this. And he that keepeth his commandments dwelleth in him, and he in him. See, you can't keep the commandments without the commandments being in you, y'all. That's who the Ruach HaKodesh is. He is the sealed commandment. See, why is you saying that, Deborah? He's spirit and truth. His right hand finger wrote the commandments. He is the commandments. And listen to this. And he that keepeth his commandments dwelleth in him, and he in him. See, you can't keep the commandments. It's the Ruach HaKodesh. It's not in you. So when I first got on YouTube and these guys was using, keep the commandment, they was using like an iron claw. They was clawing them people up and down. I was like, I used to run to the Father and say, Father, why are they using it like an iron claw? They using it like brass knuckles. And they were, baby. They really was. They were beating people and didn't even know it. They were beating people to a pulp. There are so many people wanting to do right, but because they put them commandments on them as if the flesh can hold what is spirit and truth, and they whooped them people down. But guess what? I sat back and I whined and I whined. I got off of YouTube. I said, these people lost. They ain't gonna ever get it. They just ain't meant to get it, Father. They ain't gonna ever get it, because people didn't realize that what Moses did when he threw those commandments down. They didn't know the power of what was wrong with him doing that. See, he wrote it on stone because it's already in him. So how dare you throw down what's in me to the ground, to the earth? You see what I'm saying? So what the Hebrew Israelite men don't understand, the commandments is a higher. It is the Ruach HaKodesh. Listen to it. 1 John chapter 3, verse 24. And he that keepeth the commandments dwelleth in him, and he in him. That's the only way you can keep it. Only one can hold it up. It's the Ruach. That's why I said people are ignorant. How dare us run around here thinking, I keep the commandments. Keep the law and the commandments. Sit down. What's this of keeping the law and commandment and you don't have the spirit? Your flesh ain't got the power, nor the righteous, nor the upright, nor the just to hold no commandments. That nasty flesh can't hold the commandments. The commandments is spirit and truth. That nasty flesh go to the grave. The commandment don't belong in no grave, fools. It's crazy how they done taught these people. And it's still today in such a midnight hour, still teaching the people the same old crap. Things is not the way they have taught y'all, you guys. And they don't want you to know that you're supposed to have a relationship with Yah in your spirit. And he is spirit in you. And when he come and abide in you, who's going to tell you anything? He said, greater that is in thee than he that is in the world. You see what I'm saying? So if the commandments is something you can keep, then it can't be of Yah, because that's for flesh. The commandment is spirit and truth, y'all. It rests in a higher. And the only way we accept Yeshua HaMashiach, which is the mission of the Father, meaning accept the blood that's been splattered on us, and what else? The Ruach HaKodesh. No, not the Yeshua HaMashiach. Yeshua is the blood, and HaMashiach is the power that takes it and bring into you the Ruach HaKodesh. So you got to believe in Yeshua HaMashiach, because it's the powers that's going to bring you the Ruach HaKodesh. And with the Ruach HaKodesh coming in you and living in you, then that's what he says. And dwell it in him, and he in him. That's the only way you're going to be able to keep it. You're not going to be able to keep the commandments without the Ruach HaKodesh, because the Ruach is the commandments, y'all. Okay. And then what he said, and hereby we know that he abide in us, you see, by the Spirit which he has given us. He give every man a spirit. So if he has to come in, that's where he abide at, in your spirit. He ain't got no connection to your flesh. So how is it your flesh can hold that which is spirit, which is the commandments? Do that make any sense? How could that be? It can't. They took commandments to be so much power in the commandments. They took the power of something that they brought into natural and made it something that the flesh can hold. The flesh can't hold even its own urine. That's why y'all created it, to even know when to put it out and when to hold it. I mean, let out, release. So if you can't even hold your own urine, and it's a system that y'all done put in there so you can hold it, how is it you gonna hold a commandment? You can't. Try having to use the bathroom. You gonna take your tail in there and use it, because you can't hold it. That's a system y'all put in there. So what makes us think we can overpower what he created in himself? And then we tell people you got to hold the commandments. Y'all said they ain't never held a commandment a day in their life. First one, he said they messed up. It's disrespecting their parents as well as they have disrespected him. He said, so what are they talking about, Deborah? They ain't gave me nothing. They don't love their neighbors. They don't honor their mother and father. They never did and never will. So what are they talking about? They used it as an iron claw. Made me so mad, y'all. I got off. I forget that. Y'all keep that. I said, Father, they lying too much on there for me. That's what they was doing. To me, I'm like saying that they was whooping people with the iron claw in the law. Baby, please. So, what was that I was on? 24. And that was the 1 John chapter 3, verse 24. And then it says, by the Spirit which he has given us. That's that light he gave all of us, that lowercase light. That's the Spirit, child. We run around here talking about soul. And because we bring that inner man in, we can't touch the hem of him, who he is, and get to him, because we so busy putting soul in there. Something that was man and added, and we grab at them Hebrew Israelites, they grab the soul. It's the this and this and that. It's a nothing. Something that was put in there, and you done took it and dragged it among your people and got them believing that, to where they can't recognize what y'all are saying right here and what he says. And hereby we know that he abide in us. How do he abide? By the Spirit, his Spirit, which he has given us. By his Spirit, which he has given us. Go up to the verse, the 24. He that keepeth the commandment dwelleth in him, and he in him. Through what? Your spirit and his spirit. Okay? And hereby we know that he abide in us by the Spirit which he has given us. Why is he telling you that? Because that's the only way you're going to hold up the commandments. But you already said that at the top, at the beginning. When you said he that keep the commandments, his commandments dwell in him, and he in him. And hereby, I like that because he said, and listen to this, hereby. That's what he said. And hereby we know that he abide in us by the Spirit, his Spirit, which he has given us. His image. Do y'all know about that? His image. But the commandments is upheld by his Spirit, not by yours. Yours is holding it up. Your spirit is holding the commandments up because he is the commandments and he's in you. Okay. But you have to have a recognize you got a spirit. And that's another thing. Here it is a late night hour, midnight hour, 99.9 Hebrew Israelite men don't even know women know they have a spirit that the only way y'all commune with them and abide in them. They don't even know that. They don't know nothing about that. Okay. So Sister Deborah, would say this here. Is it anything else, Father? Yeah, that I need to. He got here, John 14. What time do I have? Let me see here. John 14, the Gospel of John, chapter 14. Let's see what this is saying. I noticed this is sitting up at the top. I wonder why. John, the Gospel of John, chapter 14, verse 16. Verse 16. A little while, and ye shall not see me. The Gospel of John, chapter 14. That's not it, Deborah. In verse 16 and 17. Yeshua is speaking here. And I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever. See, that comforter ain't coming to come in you and then leave, y'all. He's going to abide there forever. Once the Ruach HaKodesh come in, he's there. Why? Because he already know if your name is written. So he's going to abide in you forever. Okay. Verse 17. And we in the Gospel of John, chapter 14, verse 16 and 17. And 17 read, even the Spirit of truth. See, he's telling, this is Yeshua telling him, even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive. Now, how many times have I told y'all that? Every time he's talking to me, he's telling me, Deborah, they can't receive that. They can't receive that because I haven't given it to them. I'm not in there. That's why you worried about what they saying and what they doing, but they doing exactly who they are because they're not me. They're not of me. Now listen to 17. The Gospel of John, chapter 14, verse 17. Even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive because it seeth him not. Okay. And that's what did I tell y'all about spirit and truth? What's the deal with the people? Why ain't they teaching these people spirit and truth? Why ain't they teaching what he's giving them in spirit and truth? They ain't gonna do it. And it tells you why right here. Verse 17, even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive because it seeth him not, neither know him. So they can't give spirit and truth if they don't really know. Okay. But ye know him, for he dwelleth with you and shall be in you. That's the Ruach HaKodesh. So people that run around here saying they got it, and they got people on this devil platform talking about the spirit is in them, and don't believe that. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Because that lets you know that they say they got it, but they don't have it. Okay. That's why they're not getting it. That's why they're not getting spirit and truth. That's why they're not understanding the Ruach HaKodesh teaching. That's why. That's why they don't understand when Sister Deborah been on here, about 3 months telling them this end game to Deuteronomy. Now one of them would go search it and see it. Now you will say, with somebody like me, I ain't got no sense. You know what I do? I would go run into Deuteronomy 28 and I read it back to the front. And if it's somebody on there like me talking, I was saying, she said in the back, it's in the back. I'm gonna read this all the way through. And I'm gonna get to the back and I'm gonna see what she talking about. But they ain't gonna do that, because if they turn around and read it, guess what? They have to come back and repent to you that they have lied, and they don't want to do that. And that's most of them on here. They don't ever want to be able to come back and tell you, oh, when we lied, or we've been lying, or we didn't tell the truth, because they won't even tell you that. They'll go to the next, they'll go to another topic, or they'll go to another message, or they'll go to another story in the world. They'll go somewhere else for keep from coming to you. See, what they didn't know is when a higher revealed things to you, guess what? Soon as he revealed it to you that you had it wrong, you are to bring it to the forefront, because that takes the blood off your hand. You see what I'm saying? That takes it off of you. Okay? But what they're doing is they could care less. They're not going to come in and like Clifford Dollar, like he doing. He's repenting, but he's not repenting. He's only repenting to the naive, the weak, and the people that's not spirit. He's repenting to the world. He's not repenting in spirit and in truth. Because if he has to repent in spirit and truth, he's going to have to give up what he got, because he's actually robbed people. And if you can't see where you didn't rob people and you need to return what you took from them, then you never had a spiritual, anointed, and appointed repenting before the Father. You just only had a fleshly emotion, personal opinion, personal will repentance that you think is well. And see what the people would do, they would look at him and they say, oh, he had to come back and repent. Oh, he's really, but you're going to get those that's going to be in the backwoods getting ready to sue him. Oh, yes. They're going to come after, because Yah gives you the platform to tell truth. Okay? He ain't letting you come on here to make him a lie. And that's what I feel since I've been on here. I feel that 99.9 on here, and that don't mean everybody. That's just showing you how many. It just seems like everybody, but it's not everybody. They're telling so much lies, and they're weighing on the fact that, oh, I'm getting praise, I'm getting glory, I'm getting subscribers, I'm getting likes, so it don't matter to me. And they don't see where Yah said, you can't share my praise. I don't share my glory. I'm a jealous God. They don't see none of that. They say, I'm a jealous one too, and I'm keeping all my praise. See, when people see you teaching and teaching right, they're supposed to give a higher the praise. Thank you, Father. Glorify him. Give him the honor. But when you give it to the people, that's what the people want. Because they say, okay, if you give it to me, then a YouTuber kick me a check out. So I prefer the praise and the glory over giving it to Yah. That's what they do. Because if they ever get on here and start speaking like Sister Deborah speaking, guess what? This will be the narrow gate. That's how ignorant they are. It's always got less in it and going to it. You see what I'm saying? That's it. See, to me, I don't even want to call it ignorant anymore. I'm going to start calling it what it is, wicked and evil. That's how far from it they are, because they can't see just plainly, wait a minute, he don't share his glory and his praise. If I'm telling people about him, they're supposed to be lifting him up and praising him and honoring him. Why are they praising me? Why are they honoring me? Why are they giving me likes and praise? I don't hear them praising my Father. I don't hear them praising a higher, but that's okay. I like mine. I'm keeping mine, because the more they praise me, the more I get likes and subscribers. And that's their mindset. But they didn't get on here and play holy than thou. Oh, I'm innocent. They want to dress the role. They want to wear their fringes, put on jewelry saying Yah. And he told them wood and stones can't worship me. So don't go putting me on those wood and stones. It don't matter with them. I'm trying to make money off your name. So I put it on wood, stones, earrings, headbands, or whatever I need to make money. I don't care what you said about wood and stones can't worship you and you don't like that. I'm going to put it on there anyway because I'm trying to make money. See, that's the mindset. And that's the type of people are running to. So that leads me to understand the fullness of how people are resting in darkness. I look at it as a sad thing. It's a very sad thing. And in 14, it says, even the spirit, Gospel of John, chapter 14, verse 17, even the spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive. He said that they cannot receive it, Deborah. Didn't I tell y'all when I be talking to y'all? He said, Deborah, if they don't have it, spirit of truth, it's because I ain't gave it to them. So that's what he said. You see, even though I'm in the flesh, I still feel and desire for everybody to get it the way he created it, even though it just make me look, not make me look, but make me feel it's what's wrong with them. Why wouldn't they want it, Father? He said, because I didn't give it to them, Deborah. You know what I'm saying? So they can't get what I don't give to them. Yeah, but Father, we in the midnight hour. It's time to get up out of here. But Father, Deborah, I know what time it is. I don't need you to tell me what time it is. I know what time it is, and I know who's coming and who's going. Who's coming and who's staying. You see, I did that I taught you that in what took place before the foundation of the world. Yeah, Father, but now I'm living in it. It's kind of look bad. I said, yeah, it look bad. So I'm glad you can see it from the way I see it from the heaven. And you're not down here trying to make people glorify you, honor you. You're trying to give them the light so they can see me. You're directing them where I want you to direct them. You see? But you'll be okay. I said, yeah, Father, I sure will. I know I will. Now, if I go to Romans chapter 8, let's see what he's saying here. Romans chapter 8 and verse 8. Romans chapter 8, verse 8. Romans chapter 8, verse 8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please God. I said it over and over and over. When I say to you all, they have wisdom in the flesh, they have knowledge in the flesh, they have understanding in the flesh. See, what they didn't know was you can have those same things in the spirit. They don't know nothing about that because they caught up in stupid on soul and don't know that they are a spirit. So the same wisdom that you have in the flesh, this one here is dying with you. It's vain and vexed. The knowledge you have in the flesh is vain and vexed. It's dying with you. The understanding you have in the flesh is vain and vexed. It's dying with you. And guess what? If you never allowed your spirit to use the wisdom and knowledge and understanding through the ruach, then this here one that's in the flesh, your spirit is anorexian when it stands before Yah, because now it does not have it in spirit and truth. So it goes with you, what you done taught people, to your grave. In your flesh, your stinking flesh. That's what happened to it. You can just sit and see a flesh for 10 days and smell it. You'll say, woo, it's no way Ahia's in there. It's no way he's going to the grave. It's no way spirit and truth is going to go that way with you. So listen to what it said. Romans chapter 8, verse 8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please Yah. That's what he keep telling me. He said, Deborah, don't forget, they can't teach spirit and truth if I have not given them. Yes, I know that they're telling the multitude that the Ruach this and the Ruach HaKodesh and Ruach this and the Holy Spirit, and they got the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit told me this. Holy Spirit gave me the dream and the vision, and the Holy Spirit this and her. He said, that's what they say out of their flesh. And he says in verse 8, so then they that are in the flesh cannot please Yah, but ye are not in the flesh. He's talking to me. But in the spirit, because what I always tell y'all, spirit and truth. Why would I want anything else when I know this is an ugly, nasty flesh? It goes to the grave. Why would I put spirit and truth into it? I wouldn't teach y'all that. Okay, so it says in verse 9, we in Romans chapter 8, verse 9, but ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so be that the spirit of Ahia dwells in you. Now, if any man have not the spirit of who? Yeshua HaMashiach. There go your answer. There it is, looking you dead in the face. Now listen to this. Verse 9, Romans chapter 8, verse 9. But ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so be the spirit of Ahia dwells in you, if he dwells in you, that means what? Now, if any man have not the spirit of what? Christ. That's the power. I told you can't get to the Father without the power. That's Yeshua HaMashiach. Yeshua being the blood splattered. And I'm showing you an example of how the blood, it comes on you. He's the blood, and Christ is the power that takes the Ruach into your spirit. You see? And this is what this is showing you. Now, if you look at it, it said, and have not the spirit of Yeshua. No, the spirit of Christ, because the spirit of Christ is Yah's power. It's his right hand. It is a part of the Ruach HaKodesh. It's Yah's power who brings and usher the Ruach into you. And what did it say? He is none of his. If you're not, Yah don't dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the spirit of Yeshua, HaMashiach, not the spirit of Yeshua. See, I told y'all, the spirit of Yeshua is not it. Yeshua was an angel. He's the blood sacrifice. You know how he was letting them use animals to sacrifice and the blood? Well, Yeshua is just the blood that died for our sins. Okay? But the power had to bring all that to part and walk with him in the flesh to see to it that he died and that he get back up by that right hand. You see? And the only way he can redeem us if Christ is risen. That's it. That power, get up. Bring Yeshua up and rise. That's why it was all about him rising, because that fulfilled the mission. Okay? So he's saying if you don't have the spirit of HaMashiach, not Yeshua. Yeshua is the blood that splattered on you. When he send that right hand, send Yeshua back out, Yeshua come and get everybody that's have the blood. It's a spiritual blood. It ain't no blood like it's spiritual, the blood, the sacrifice on them. That's what he's going to collect. That's why it was so easy when they stand before him for judgment. Letting them run their mouth. Come take him away here. I never knew him. Ain't no blood on him. You see, that's what people don't understand. They don't get it. You see, he is none of his. I like that, Father Yah. He said he is none of his. If he don't have the spirit of HaMashiach, he is none of his. And that's why people grab that, y'all. That's why people always use that. They use that as and it's wrong for them to do it. That's going back to this topic, lying and being deceitful. You need to stop lying and being deceitful. And they use that to trap people to believe that they are the messenger from the Most High or higher, or Yah called them to be a Maureen, or Yah called them to be a seer, or a watchman, or a pastor, a leader, a prophet, a prophetess. They want to say that the way they saying it is, I have the Ruach HaKodesh. You see, and they don't even know the truth of the matter of who the Ruach HaKodesh really is. Because I look at it when he was telling me with Deborah, those that believe, they have to believe. I said, believe? Believe what? They have to believe. Who is Yeshua? Who is the HaMashiach? Just the idea of just saying, okay, he came and he died for us, for our sin, for the remission of our sins, and go back out here and do whatever they want to do. They believe. Just believe that part. But the sad part is about it, y'all. Just think of how many people going to get left out of it, out of the New Jerusalem, because of their mentality of what they believe. And that's what Yah was telling me. He's saying, Deborah, don't get all uptight. Just because they say they believe, they are not going to be received. I said, okay, that makes sense now. The way you putting it, Father, it makes sense. Yes, it does. Because, see, it will get you to thinking that these people out here hating on everybody, every race, destroying, killing, and murdering, and hating, and everything. But yet, I'm coming to get them, or they're going to be in the New Jerusalem, the same old mess. Deborah. They don't get it. See, I ain't cleaning that mess up to come to the New Jerusalem. People, ain't nobody going to get cleaned up. Y'all understand that? Y'all don't understand that either, do you? You ain't getting your nasty tail cleaned up. When you get over to the New Jerusalem, whatever you do over there within that time that you're still living or whatever, he ain't coming to clean you up to take you to the New Jerusalem anymore. He's just going to clean you up so he can put his hand on your nasty tail, so he can take you through the promised land to get you to the, take you through the wilderness to take you to the promised land. Before he can even touch your tail, he got to clean you up. Y'all don't get it, do you? You don't get it. That's why I say it's sad. He's not coming to clean. He said, I'm coming to clean your filthiness. I'm going to sprinkle water on you. Holy water. I'm going to do this. New heart, new spirit, a new fleshly heart, he said. A new spirit. I'm going to put my spirit in you, a new name. Why are you doing all that? Because, Deborah, that's the only way I'm going to be able to get him where I'm going. Where I want them to go. I said, Father, so this is the only way they're going to be able to enter into the promise. He said, I won't have it no other way. Because the promised land is holy, Deborah. And the way I have charged it to get ready with my mighty right hand and my word spoke to the mountains and the land and telling them, I'm bringing them home. Get ready, get ready. And he was telling them what they better do. He was telling to the land, y'all, and to the mountain. So now it gets ready because what? The Holy One has spoken to it, and it has to be perfect. Why? Because he's finna bring heathens over. They don't understand why they getting their tails cleaned up, Deborah. I didn't spoke the word to the land, and now it is holy. So I got to clean their nasty tails up and take them over there, and so they can be able to come on a holy the holy land. That's why it ain't gonna be nothing but good stuff. It's holy. See, we thinking he's cleaning us up and getting us right because we Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. No, you ain't. Because go on me tell you, no, that's not true. Because there's going to be Gentiles. They're going to walk into the land with you. He's going to lift them up, meaning clean them up. They're going to walk in with your sons and daughters, helping you get over there, and they're going to be getting over there too. And they're going to want to be whatever you want them to be. They on holy ground. And they're going to have sense enough to know that. They don't give a rat's behind if you're going to be their oppressor. They on holy ground. You got your tail over here. You ain't on holy ground. So what's the difference? You see how sick the minds of our men are. You're not going to be able to rape their women and have women as slaves like you once did. Men with the mind like that, they're not going to the promised land. Y'all, those people ain't going over there to the promised land with that mentality. They're going to be right on that corner in New Jersey and Chicago and everywhere. They're going to be on them corners in the academy run by all these Negro men left behind. Yes, left behind to fall with the debris of Babylon. They're not going with that mindset like that. I know he's going to do some cleaning up and some getting right and everything, but he called it a small remnant. Because when he finished, he's going to cut up from the floor up. Because here, wait a minute, hold up, David. I'm finna tell him, David, hold up. David coming in on the scene. David coming on the scene. And you know who I think that's coming on the scene? Ezekiel. Do you think them dry bones can live? Prophesied to. I believe. I can't say 100. I believe that don't make it 100% righteous or right. I believe those dry bones are the armies that died fighting with David. And that's why you're going to see David over to the promised land. You hear David. And I believe his army is going to be risen. Because in Ezekiel 36 and 37, he talked about this multitude of only men that he's going to rise up and take over there. You see? And that was the dry bones Ezekiel was talking about, that army. So I believe that, and the dry bones mean these bones been here for some long time. They scattered all over the place. So it ain't us because we are scattered in the four corners. We think that. We want to be that stupid to believe that. No, these are the armies of David. That's why David is going to be there. Now, this is when you hear about David being there, I believe that when he said that, and I'm saying, well, wait a minute, how is David going to get up? It's not going to be David that went down, but David that he brought up. Let's set an example. Remember Job? Job had those 7 sons and them 3 daughters. They all died in one day. But at the end of Job's suffering, Yah restored him back exactly what he lost. So he had those 10 children over again. Just like Sister Deborah tell you all, I've lost 3 sons and he brought them back. And each son, he left something with me to remember from the sons that died on the sons that's living. Don't tell me who he is. I don't need you to tell me who he is. I don't need you to tell me who he is. I know who he is. You see? So that's where David is coming back again. You see? The word called reincarnation. I call it the power of my Father's right hand. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! See, we sit and we put shackles on him. Like he ain't all that and something. Let me tell you, he is. And something. And it's just because you don't know him, don't mean nothing. It ain't going to end nothing on this earth because you don't know him. I'm a living witness. I'm not a dead prophet. I'm a prophetess. I'm a living one. I'm speaking for what I know. Okay? So as I go on with that, is to say that don't listen to people saying that Yah is giving them vision and dreams. This is the way to go and this is the way to go. But I do believe that there are those who I kind of understand if this is how they're saying it. They're saying because what is listed to happen in this country and we're beholding it. Just like Sister Deborah keep whining about, look what they're doing. Look what they're doing. They're saying is get out of there. Okay? Get out of there and go elsewhere. That it's not going to be as worse as it is here. Because even if they do go here, this is going to be the worst of being destroyed. Okay. So what they're saying, get out of here. And wherever you go, he's still going to be collecting you when he gathers. Does that make sense? Does that make sense in the live chat? It's like saying that. And that's what I think some of them are saying. And it's the way they're saying it. Because what they're saying is, they're saying it in a way they're trying to bring it into scriptures and trying to bring it into the biblical book and into their own understanding of what they understand in their flesh. And they need to come up out of that and start talking spirit and truth. Speaking spirit and truth, and then make people more, can see a little clearer. When you speak spirit and truth, people can see a little clearer, okay? And matter of fact, they can see even better. So I believe that when they're saying, get out of Babylon, they're thinking United States. Babylon is a system. The word you know that the system is bigger than what we ourselves can think is because the beast and the Antichrist is not going to come from United States because they're going to be destroyed. Okay, right now, United States snakes is destroyed. Okay, what's happening is let me explain it to you. Where he's giving it to me now. What is happening is me as a prophetess in the wilderness, I already seen Babylon fall. Okay, and it didn't start. It started in 2004 for me. To you all, you still waiting for it because you're waiting for it to see and behold in your eyes. But see, you have to receive it in spirit and truth. What's going to fall? What is fall? What is falling mean? What do falling mean? And when you really get into it in the spirit and truth of the matter, everything in the inside has to fall in. That's the debris I was telling you all about. So whatever they got planned for this country, it's going to come in and cave in, and it's going to be destructive inside this country. Okay? A lot of things going to be taking place. And because of these things that's going to be taking place, to get a control over it, they're going to do like they did all the movies. We're going to have to nuke it. We're going to have to get rid of it. Or it's going to come in other countries and it's going to get out. So they're going to say, let's bring it down. And that's where the people are going to be looking over at the smoke. It's because that's going to be the end game of this United States. But they're going to fall within, not without. Father God. Thank you, Father God. He's saying to me that you've been speaking on why you're seeing the things that you're seeing. You never run into other countries speaking on what they're speaking on. You always let the people know what is happening in this United States, okay? Because this is where it's going to happen, y'all. Me knowing what Russia doing and China doing, it don't matter, okay? It's what's within. And by us being focusing on everything without, on the outer, then within, that's how it's falling. It has already fallen, okay? I'm going to show the day I realized that it had fallen is when 9/11. I sat up and saw the whole thing over and over and over. And the first thing I said to the Father, I say, the captain of the ship knew that the ship was sinking, Father, y'all. And I was able to discern his thoughts. President Bush was at an elementary school reading books with children. The picture that they showed him when they first told him it was hit, instant, I was able to read his mind. And the first thing he said, oh, they finally did it. They did it. They finally did it. See, he already knew that it was a setup from the floor up. He knew that there was something from within this country, not without. See the wicked that this country is set up in to where they would destroy lives, but no VIPs was on any plane. No VIPs was in the Pentagon. No, when I said VIPs, major governments and president, assistant president, their wives, none of them. All of them was far away from every place and everything that was attacked that day for 9/11. To where it was so messed up from the floor up, I can stand back even today and look at it and say, Father, this is the dumbest country in the world to not see what their own country just did. You cannot, a building never can sink in if it's hit from the top. The top can blow up. But what happened is the timing of the top of the Twin Towers were hit. It was on a timer. The same, let me say that. The bombs, the demolition bombs was underneath the tower. So the timing was set. When we hit there, 2 minutes, between 2 and 3 minutes after we hit the top, we're going to bring down the bottom. We're going to set off. And that's what brought the Twin Towers down. And the sad part is about it, all the science and all the people in this country would have to be dumb as dumb to not see that it was a setup from the floor. And to see everything. When they, 2008, when they took the foreclosed, it's no way in the world, a whole country took everybody's home from them. Who set that up? You done worked all your life and they come in and taking your home. Nobody in this country figured it out, even to today. They can't even figure out 9/11. They can't see it. Y'all don't allow them to see anything that's truth. You see, I can be on this devil platform for 1,000,000 years and you ain't gonna see nothing that I'm saying. You ain't gonna understand it. You ain't gonna agree with it. You ain't gonna come to see it in nothing unless y'all give you the sight to see it. I love my Father in heaven. And that's just everything. So mine started in 2004 where they were really speaking on all this stuff. in their plan to bring this place down, along with borrowing money from China and all of that. I knew they had sold out anyway. They was gone. So this country been down. It has already fallen. Okay. What you haven't seen is the debris. Your eyes is looking for what these Hebrew Israelite men have taught y'all and manipulate y'all. Oh, Babylon coming down this way. It's going to be, no. It's going to come down from within. That's why you see, I haven't watched it, but I've seen not the clip, the picture thing on there where they show where you see all these zombie movies. That's what all that is coming for. That's getting you ready. So how do they get you ready? It's mess with your mind. They tear this down first. So when this stuff happening, you won't be so used to seeing it on Netflix and all movies, all TVs, all the wicked, all the homosexual, everything is going to be all in your mind thought to nothing is going to be abnormal to where you're going to see it's going to appear to be normal like today. I try to tell y'all see all these people on this devil platform and y'all praising it and honoring them and glorifying them and putting them up on pedestals and can't even see. They ain't gave you nothing that's connected with your Father in heaven. And you praising them. Oh, I like you. It's a good message. And they ain't saying nothing to you. This is where you know it's gone. Babylon has fallen already. Babylon has fallen. Let me show you something there. This is why I can't. And Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 8, it says, Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is fallen. So it's the same falling, y'all. Judah has fallen, meaning there's no way we trying to put these men on pedestals and kings and leaders of rule. They falling, Deborah, and they ain't getting up. Do y'all get it? So when y'all don't understand, when Sister Deborah trying to figure out, well, why ain't they getting it, Father? Deuteronomy, that's what they started. They newfound religion. Why don't they see the end game? He said, because they're falling and they ain't getting up, Deborah. So even if they got up to it was able by Ahiah to get up and override this. Let me finish. Because their tongues and their doings are against Ahiah. This is Isaiah chapter 3, verse 8. For Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is fallen. The same spelled word that they say about this country. Babylon has fallen. So what is the difference? It's the same thing, y'all. Babylon has fallen already from the inside. Okay? They have already fallen. They have already sold this country over. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Oh, it's been some years. I've been telling people that this country gone. People don't, like today, they don't take heed to nothing. And it's okay. It's over. It's finished. So y'all say it don't matter, Deborah. If they know, if they find out, if they know truth or whatever, it don't matter. Just keep on doing what I called you to do. Okay. So Babylon has fallen. So that same thing that he said about Judah, same way. That's why they can't get up. And they talk about awakening. Baby, if you have not awakened to spirit and truth, how could you be awakened? You see what I'm saying? You can't awaken because you are Hebrew Israelite and you're searching your history in your flesh. You're searching the history for your flesh, which goes to the grave. What about your history for your spirit? You see the minds of the men? You see how gone they are? They're gone. They are gone. What is it to a man to gain? What is there for a man to gain to search the history of his flesh? For it is a sign to the grave. Why not search that which is spirit? You want to search that which is flesh that goes with a man to his grave. Sister Deborah's history, what happened to it when I'm dead? Go straight to that ground and nobody give a rat's behind. So why not search the spiritual rock? It lives eternal. Even if it's to damnation, it's eternal. So why are we searching history for our flesh. I don't care about where Harriet Tubman and everybody else, what they did and how they did it. I see them on the other side if it's be my Father's will. But right now, I'm searching the history of my most high or higher. Not the grave in which all history dies. It don't make sense. But this is the mindset of people. I cannot get it, and I'm not trying to. Because the more he keep telling me, Deborah is finished. It's over. I'm like, okay, I get you. So, he got me. 2 Timothy. No. We got to go to Romans 13. Oh, we did Romans 13. Romans 12. No, I can't do Romans 12. He got on here in. This got to go in. 2 Timothy 3. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 5. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. A form. So when you get on these devil platforms, these people have a form. They on here lying and being deceitful. And don't have no problem with it. They'll walk away and hear my message and still walk away and go back to their vomit and go back to their darkness and continue therein. Now listen to this. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 5. Having a form of godliness. Now see, when you see a form of godliness, that's scary. Because to me, as a prophetess in the wilderness, being taught from the wilderness, this is where I see everybody. They got a form of godly. Everybody trying to look godly, holy than thou. Ain't got no spirit and truth, nowhere rest they're in. They trying to look the road. Now watch what he said. But denying the power thereof, from such turn away. You see? They deny the power therein. They got a form of godliness. They deny the power. So what is the power, y'all? The power was the one that was in the beginning who created everything. Yah word spoke it and the power brought it forth. It is Yah's right hand. It is his power. And if you deny the power, you deny him himself. So that's another way he's telling me about believing. You can't just believe whatever you want to receive eternal life and think you walking in. I'm coming. I believe. Oh, no. Do you all know there are millions of Catholics and Christians, Gentiles and heathens that believe Jesus Christ mission? So are all of them going that says they believe? And in their hearts, they're hate, evil and wicked, murderer and everything else. But you think they're going because they believe? Y'all better understand that believe. And I'm going to have to do a thing. I'm going to do a lesson on that because y'all want me to really, because I was in the bed, what was that, 2 days ago? And he kept telling me, believe, Deborah, believe. You need to study that. Believe, because it's a mystery in it. And I love to know what that is. He said there's a mystery in that belief. So that's why many are not going to go. I like what y'all did not understand the other day is when he said he lift up that right hand on them Gentiles. And they came on in to help the Israel to move on into the promised land. They helped them to move on in. But he said he lift up his hand. That's that power, y'all. Don't forsake the power. And right here in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 5. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power. You cannot get to a higher without that power. That's the only one that will come in, which is the Son of Yah, which is the word called Christ, which is Yah's right hand. That's the power thereof. You can have all the form of your so-called godliness. But guess what? It ain't worth a dime without that power. That power ain't going to let it just stand to be anything but what it is to you, a form of godliness. From such, turn away. See, they turn away because that power don't play. That power don't play with you. That power don't play. And I'm going to let me go on to Acts. I feel so compelled to finish this up. Let's go to Acts chapter 1. And I'm gonna go on it and finish it as he gave it to me. Acts chapter 1. Acts chapter 1 and verse 7. And verse 7. And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the time or season which the Father has put in his own power. Can I say that again, you guys? It is not for you. It is not for you to know the times with an S or the seasons with an S, which the Father has put in his own power. Verse 8. But ye shall receive power after the Holy Spirit, which is the Ruach HaKodesh, is come upon you. And ye shall be witness unto me both in Jerusalem and in Jordan, and Samaria, and unto the utter part of the earth. Okay. But I like what Yeshua says. Yeshua has said unto who is this here? John. That's not. I know in Acts, it shows it in red. So I like what it's saying because that's what I wanted to say to you about people, prophets and prophetess, and anybody else, apostle, anybody come telling you that Yah has showed them the beginning to the end of how you're going to get to here, to there, to eat, to there, without, because he showed it to you in a vision, in a dream. Wait a minute, hold up. You didn't master some of the words, and now you maybe slept on it and thinking that Yah done showed you we going this route, this right, we're going to turn left, we're going to end up here, and this and we're going to end up on the hill. Look, come on now. Stop the line and being deceitful. You've been doing it for too long, okay? Only speak what Ahaya gives you to speak. That is in spirit and in truth. Now, here it says, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons in which the Father has put in his own power. In his what? In his own power. So why is he going to give that power to you to know his A to Z? It don't make sense. Now he can give you something to say, tell them that, they need to look for this or need to go this way as far as a light or the ways to what is righteous. That's what we're to be telling people or trying to lead them to his bosom, not to our page and back to us. Let's go to Matthew 24 and 36. And then after this one, I have one and that's left. Matthew 24 and 36. Okay, we're going to go into 24. Oh, we in trouble now. Matthew 24 and 36. And it reads 24 and 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, not the angels of heaven, but the Father only. You see what I'm saying? He said, no man gonna know. Wait a minute, let me see. Verse 36, Matthew 24 and 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man. No, not the angels of heaven, but my Father. Notice he said, my Father only. We got to stop trying to make a higher less. If we can't put him on the highest pedestals, we need to get somewhere and sit down with somebody else. If we can't put him on high at all time, 24/24, get somewhere and sit down. If you cannot put him on the highest level of your thoughts, the highest level of your heart, the highest level of your strength, you need to get somewhere and sit down. Somewhere. Because only he and he himself, he don't need you to justify and clarify and identify his A to Z. He just got you on A to B. You sit your tail there and do what he have you to do there. How you gonna jump from A to B and E all the way up to Z? finna tell somebody how he's going to deliver us. If you don't understand his right hand, how do you know he's going to get you from here to here to here? How he going to get you there? Still what? That right hand, that power. That's what you need to know, because that's what people are denying. Everybody wants to deny their hand because they didn't know it in Genesis 1 and 2. They figure they don't know, and they don't. So a lot of this stuff that the world has done, it's over. You just see, you're going to see the debris. The debris is what you're really looking for, because the false prophet and the beast and all of that, they're coming from another country. Okay, but I believe, as I said always, Obama is that one that's coming from another country. I really believe. And see, we wants to make him an American. He's not an American. That's a lie from the pit of hell. You see? And I believe he's connected to that. I think he's the beast. If he's not, he got to be the beast or the Antichrist. He has to be one or the other, but I think he's the beast. People don't know in this country, they have already set their world away from here. Okay? They have shot under the grounds from this country to shoot over to the other countries. That's why on top, people, this country, that's why I know that this country, along with the Hebrew Israelites, they're the dumbest people in the world. But I believe that the United States is the dumbest country in the world, because the people here in this country is the dumbest. They are the dumbest country with people in it. The people in this country is the dumbest in the whole world. Okay. And the reason why I say that is because it's everything that brought them down. They cannot even see it. And I know it has to do with the right hand of the Father. Got it under a shield. Okay. But because they're doing everything, they done everything, and they know they finished. They finished, y'all. They as finished as y'all told me it's finished. Them heathens say, hey, we finished. We've done everything. Everything shot from this country down under. And at the top, they even showed you how they were sending millions over to the other country, and not this country didn't even question it. And you living here. They taking funds, taking everything you got here, and they gave it to other countries because that's where they're going to be residing. See, they know that this is over. They didn't master this. Your tail just didn't master it. Your tail just didn't want to take it for what it was saying. You wanted to take it away the man said, or the Hebrew Israelites said, or the king, the leader, ruler said, the Maureen, the seer, the watchman, and all that crap said. Nothing that was spirit and truth. And that's why you where you at now. Still running around in a circle, bumping heads, trying to figure out when it is, and still looking for somebody to give you a right now word. And y'all say you ain't gonna get nothing. If you don't hear what I have son, you ain't getting nothing. That's what he told the man in here. I ain't sending you back to warn nobody, nothing. I ain't sending them, Deborah. I ain't sending nobody else. If they gonna hear what I send, kick rocks. Because I know who's already ready. So he already know where you at. So you pretending and acting and cutting up, acting like you all that and all that in him, and ain't show nobody nothing that directs to no righteousness, no nothing. Y'all can't even unite. Y'all can't come together. Y'all can't come on one. So what's the sense? What was the whole purpose of the body of Hamashiach? If he never had something that he wanted everything in one working together. And then he gonna turn around and give it the power, which is the Hamashiach, is the head. But yet you don't see nobody balancing out in no way or another, because they too wicked. That's why he got to do a lot of cleaning, a lot of ironing. When you want to get your clothes white, you have to put something strong in there. What's that? Bleach. See, he got to work in what he's gonna do. And the only reason why he gonna clean your tail up, because he don't want to put his hand on you until he do. Because he's finna take you onto holy ground. And you thinking, oh, this is my land. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Kick rocks. It ain't nothing. He said it ain't for your sake. It's for my sake do I do these things. And we fail to understand that either. We don't understand. We can't even grip that. And that's sad. Why can't you grip that? This ain't about you. So why are you telling people to praise you and honor you? It don't make any sense. So here we are again. The last verse he gave me was Romans chapter 12, verse 2. Let's see what Romans 12 is saying. Romans chapter 12, verse 2. And it reads. Romans chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of a higher. I like that. You want me to tell you what he's saying in here to me? He's saying, Deborah, tell them it's never too late. It's never too late to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. I don't send minds if I don't see where their minds can be renewing mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yah. Perfect will of who? Yah. Perfect will of who? Yah. Not your page. Not you and what you say. Not you and the glory you get. Not you and what all you get from the YouTube. So what, you get a little check. You see what I'm saying? This is all about the will of our Father. We need to stop disrespecting him. We need to start off by not stop lying. Stop being deceitful. If you don't know the word, kick rocks. Get somewhere and sit down. You want to be on the devil's side, go on there and go into the Christian church and the Catholic church. Matter of fact, go to Buddha. Somewhere over there. You might as well. Because you don't rumble with the Father in the heaven. He's going to bring you to a level where you ain't going to be able to go to nobody. You're going to be in your grave somewhere. Because we in the midnight hour. And that means no playtime. You ain't got no more left. It's midnight hour. It's finna turn day. And if you still rumbling in the midnight hour with this lying and deception and deceiving many, well, you know where you already headed. So Sister Deborah would say, I appreciate everyone coming in on the live chat. I appreciate it. And I hope you got something out of it. And I thank the Most High Yah, because I was getting ready to do something and I really wanted to do it. And he said, no, you need to go. And I'm like, what's going on? Something wrong? Something going on? He said, yeah, get to the table and just talk about this. And I said, these here you gave me 2 days ago. He said, that's what I want you to talk about. So I thank him, because I'm disobedient at times. I am. I ain't gonna sit and lie. My mama been telling me I've been disobedient every time. She said, well, I don't understand. How could somebody be led by God and you so disobedient? Why you don't listen to what he tell you? Why you don't do what he say? She been telling me that as a little girl, because she knows. She knew all the time. She knew all the time. And it ain't that I don't listen to him. I hear him very well. I'm disobedient because I shouldn't be questioning nothing he had me to do. Nothing he had me to say. I should be saying, yeah, Father, higher. That's how bad. I mean, that's how, not bad, but that's how I should be doing it. Because you would think I would if I knew that right hand, huh? Yeah, you're right. I know what that right hand can do. I know what it can do. So I don't try it. But like I said, I appreciate each and every last one of you all. And I will be back again. If anybody had any questions, did anybody have any questions before I tune off here? Thank you, Father Yah. Yes, Father Yah, we give you all praise. A higher. Father Yah, thank you for being so great, Father Yah. Thank you for being so excellent, Father Yah. Thank you for being so perfect, Father Yah. Thank you for being so good, Father Yah. Thank you for being so all-knowing, Father Yah. Thank you for being that beginning and that end and everything in between, Father Yah. You so kind, and all that mercy and grace you continue to pour out on us, Father Yah. I just thank you so much. Thank you so much. All that grace and mercy, so much poured out. It's all on the ground, Father, that grace and mercy. You know why it's on the ground? This earth would have been cut up from the floor. We would have been dead by now. I mean, he just that mercy everywhere. He got it everywhere. So that's why I think come judgment, there ain't gonna be no more of that. No more, Deborah. Tell him. You better tell him. No more mercy. You know, so you got it now, baby. You got it now. Just like he said, the renewing of your mind. That's what we have to do. Renew our mind daily. Renew it in him, not in our flesh. In him, in spirit and in truth. All righty, all righty. Oh, the cat did good. My daughter has her cat. It was her cat. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm glad you asked. That was a battle for me. A lot of things is a battle for me. Today, I thought I was gonna have a really, really bad day. And that's something else I like to say. You know, I really need to go into prayer and thanks the Most High for this day of closing me out, because I thought I was going to have my oldest son told his stepfather. He say, I go to work and I have headaches. They got me working over where there's forklift and charging batteries. And for 5 days, I've been having a headache, a migraine headache. And he said he almost took a whole bottle of Excedrin migraine. And instant, I saw myself. Y'all listen to me, especially you women. I saw myself getting into a mother's mode. And when I mean mother's mode, and then begin to get stupid. Because now it's time for me to get up and get moving. I'm telling, I'm called his supervisor. No, you don't, So I just went into that mode, and then I went into prayer saying, Father, he's in your hand. I can't do that. I can't do it. I don't have it, y'all. It's time to get up and get out of here. I don't have it, the strength in my body it just took my whole mind away. Oh, no, you don't know. Woo! And right now, where I'm at is probably the best place for me, right where I'm at now on this live, giving a higher praise and speaking on him and how good and excellent he is. Because I'm telling you, he'll keep you when you ain't got the sense to keep yourself. And that's what I'm telling you. I can't afford to let nobody on the devil platform tell me who he is. I know what he can do. So that, and when that came on, y'all, I opened the store up this morning. I was just mad. It seemed like I was just mad about everything. Everything went really good, but it was just, I was mad about everything, but I didn't take it out on anyone. I didn't get mad at anyone. It was just something that just was probably trying to attack me. And it was just, it's just like when you talk about those kids, something have to with them. And that's something I'm gonna have to get out of. I'm gonna have to not get out of it because I know already how to get out of it. It's just something I'm gonna have to control a little better, because I got what's in me, the strength, the power to control it. It's just that I let it control me for a minute, and I was like, whoa, no. So also in that process, he was beginning to tell me about food. If only you knew what they're putting in the food, the water, and a lot of people thinking they can escape it, and it's so much better for them because they got that. Y'all said they ain't gonna escape nothing. Ain't nobody gonna escape nothing. He said, but the only one gonna keep you is me. When people think they got what it takes to protect themselves and to keep themselves, they are not of him. He says, when you turn your trust in him, in him only, not your trust in what you got, what you have, what you build up on, what you grew, how many guns and weapons you have, and so on and so on. It's how you trust in me, seeing you through, no matter what situation it is. Because look at my son. What can I do about that? I can go up there and cut up from the floor up and, hey, baby, I can do that. And we'll get victory. But he said, for what? Trust that I can take care of this from where you at and where I'm at. You see, that's the sort of trust he wants us to have. For whatever situation that is before him, he's able to conquer it. Now, I know that he's like that, but what happens? Your weak link is when them babies, something is going on with them. You start to roar up. You see, y'all have to bring you back down. You see, Because somebody messed with them babies. I don't care how old they are. Come on down to reality. Because you can't move nothing. So you got to trust in the one that'll give you victory. And I know better. I know better. And see, that's the thing we battle with. The renewing of our mind and knowing that we are also flesh. And flesh don't want to look to righteous. It don't want to look to the route that we can use. It want to look over here where the flesh can settle the situation. Oh, you can't do nothing. Sit your ugly tail down. Can't do nothing. So I, Sister Deborah, would say to you all, let the Father put your trust in him enough to know that he can get victory off of any and everything. Oh, yes. He can get victory off it all. And he will. And he shall. So I, Sister Deborah, say it's good to have each and every one. Oh, the cat. Oh, I'm just swimming. That's right. The healing message. With the cat, that was another battle. See, Sister Deborah is placing herself in the wrong situation. That's an animal. They gave me a piece of paper and said, do you want this? Oh, when you finish about $400 some. I said, I tell y'all what. Oh, they got me good, but I told them, I said, I didn't like that. That's why my oldest daughter, she's in Austin, Texas with her sister. And she's up there working. She works from home with the insurance company, but she was up there working. And she was sending me a text saying, Mommy, go to this place. It's only $79. And I'm like, yeah, but I had already booked it. I wish I would have. Because this other place, you should see all the little stuff that they added in. Every little. But that's all right. That's all right. I got it done. And I turned her over to my youngest daughter, which I bought her as a little kitten for her. So I turned her over to her. And she take her from here. I did my part. And that's another thing in life. When you have done the best that you know how, your part, it makes you feel good you did your part. No matter how people act and how people are, as long as you do right on your side. And I saw myself, I kind of was put in a spot because I saw myself doing what I do best. I always step into a situation and won't get up until it's mastered. And I should learn to let go. I mean, to a point where you don't have to, how would I say it? You don't have to get victory for people because y'all give you victory. You see what I'm saying? They have to have something in them that wants to trust and turn to the victorious one, as I do. And every time you turn around, just like that thing I was telling you about us women, we always pick the men up. That's why they're where they at today, not wanting to get up on their own and be who they're supposed to be because we've picked them up. Then not only did we pick them up, we put their sons up because they never would pick up their sons. They never did come and teach their son righteous and upright and just, even to today. The Hebrew Israelite whole movement, not one of those men are leading their son in the light nor in righteousness. Oh, they get on this platform singing to you all, making you all think this. Just like the father was telling me. A lot of them trying to make people think they got land, they got property. They still owing for that. They leasing it. They in option to buy. Ain't none of it owned and nothing. They just living day by day. But got you all thinking this is the way to live. To get this and to get this and to get this. They ain't even got the deeds to it. And I was like, Father, that's kind of deep. That's kind of sad. But and just like this Dow's man, he don't even understand that when they hit when crap hit the ground, government gonna come in there and say, okay, everything that's on here, you're gonna pay taxes, we're gonna take it. If it's all under your name, we're gonna bring this to the core of what you charge, you owe for this property. So what? You can buy a house and you can own that property, but they still gonna have you paying tax on it. Ain't that deep? Yes, it is. It's people try to make the picture prettier to make you think they got it going on with Yah. But Yah said that's all darkness. That's all darkness. And he said somewhere it was already prophesied that that's how they would do it. They would make themselves to appear to have, thinking that they gonna make others think that I got something you ain't, and this is what you should have. Because like they say, they think it's the fruit of the spirit. It is the fruit of the spirit, of the dark spirit of who your flesh is. That's what that is, the fruit of. Spirit and truth. Y'all don't give a rat's behind about what land, what we got stored away. Y'all, you think y'all care about all of that? Come on now, y'all. Come on. All y'all care about, if you gonna trust in me to see you through. You gonna trust in me. You can have all you want, but are you gonna trust in me? You think I'm concerned about you wanting Deborah, you want land? But wait a minute, wait a minute, hold up. That land ain't gonna trust in me. Well, will you trust in me? You see what I'm saying? You got all your food stored downstairs, Deborah, and all this and that. Wait a minute. When you finish having that stored, are you gonna trust in me? Where's your trust? In that stuff you got downstairs? Or you're trusting me? See, that's why I try to teach y'all to understand. Go to that door and light verse. Seek ye the kingdom of a higher, and all shall be added. But if you have not seeked spirit and truth, you just seek what made you feel pleasure within your flesh that you have A to Z, and you don't. So he's just saying, when you finish, are you still gonna trust in me? Are you gonna trust in me? Or are you gonna trust in what you got? Are you gonna trust in me? See, that's why I say it is important what he was saying. Seek ye the kingdom, and all shall be added. That makes much sense. A lot of people think they got it because they seeked it. No, you didn't, baby. That's why you're on this devil platform bragging about what you got and how ready you are and how prepared you are without giving everything you have to somebody who's less than fortunate. We got people hungry on the streets, and you preparing for a day of darkness, and the darkness is already here. You see the sickness? They thinking that, and I know y'all probably think this is crazy, but they're thinking that all that we have is for us and ours. We being ready for the dark days and all these things is going. We getting ready. Y'all ain't never told you to get ready for that. He never told you that. Ain't that kind of sad if you really think about it? Y'all ain't never tell you get ready, get ready, get ready. I'm coming. This is the end. They gonna do this, they gonna do that. Y'all ain't never told you. That's flesh. That's the flesh of our flesh telling us to prepare for something, as if we don't trust in him. Oh, he is not going to keep us. And then they'll put this thing on you. Oh, but you can still trust in him and get this. He'll give you this. Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. But he says, seek ye the kingdom of heaven, and everything will be added. And what they're doing is, just like they think that what they have is the fruit of the spirit, what they have is still what they have. That's why they on this devil platform telling you, I got this, I got this. I told you to do this. I told you to do this. I told you to do this. They ain't saying a higher gave this, a higher did this, and a higher did this. A higher is like this here, a higher is like that. If you put him first, he'll make sure you covered. If you put him here, he'll make sure you're taken care of. If you seek him here, all will be added. No, they ain't saying that. They said, I told y'all, y'all should get this, you should do this, you should have been saving, you should have been buying, you should have been purchasing. You see what I'm saying? So that shows you they locked up in a fleshly realm, and they thinking they speaking it to you in spirit and in truth, and they speaking to you in the spiritual realm of trusting in Yah, and they ain't trusting Yah day in their life. And that's sad. That is straight up sad. That is straight up sad. And that's what he was saying to me. He said, okay, if somebody come in there and see, he's just letting you know. My thing kind of went off. I'm gonna have to cut off right now. But he just want us to know that our trust is out of order. We say with our mouth we trust. We give him all our strength, our mind, our hearts. Give. That's what he asked you. Give me, give me, give me. Because what he did, he gave us. So we give back to him is what he's saying. It's all about give and gave. He ain't said love me. He ain't said that. So I, Sister Deborah, would say to you all, I think my storm might be up. I, Sister Deborah, would say that you all have a wonderful Sabbath day. Go in praying and come out praying. And just give him all the glory and honor. Just do him. Because we in the darkest days, and we should have been doing it. And Sister Deborah, tell you again, it ain't nothing that I can say or do outright what he has already done. All that grace and mercy, God. A lot of grace and mercy. A lot of grace and mercy. So I, Sister Deborah, would say I will see you all again. I will be coming back probably tomorrow. Uh, and you all, we was talking about topics. Can anyone come up with a topic we can cover tomorrow? It's just so many. Um, a topic that one might have on their spirit, they can spill it out. A topic we can maybe cover, and we all can go into our study, then bring it forth tomorrow. Uh, um, but I will say that that Netflix series and all those movies that's on there is leading people to exactly what Deuteronomy said. It's here gone. And I think we have forsaken it in a way. We have denied what he have shown us and told us. So he made sure that the heathens come back and give it to us in our flesh. See, and then when his elect sees it, then they'll say, wow, that is exactly what he said. Bam, bam, bam. And that's what I'm hearing a lot of people on these devil platforms talk about. The movies is telling the story. Why did the heathens have to come tell us the story that was right before us? Have y'all ever thought about that? Yes, you can email a topic, and we most likely, if you can get one to me, anyone, but if you can get one to me, we can still go like that. Uh, uh, but let the Father, if maybe the Father will give you something that we could use. Oh yes, that's a good feeling, y'all. To pray with the Most High, the Ruach. Oh, you come out of there a total different person. Oh yes, you do. So okay, you know what? Those talents is very important because see, those talents those are not like the gifts that he came down with from the there's gifts that he after Yeshua Hamashiach had ascended, and he poured out gifts, okay, for the body of Hamashiach. The talents, I believe, came from what took place before the foundation of the world, before you were in your mother's womb. He came. I think we all have gifts that he had given us, okay? And he just saying you ain't done nothing with it. And if you do something with it, you know, how you would gain, you know. So that leads you to understand that, see, he was blessing us from the beginning to give us something to run with, to go on. Did I ever tell y'all when I was in Atlanta, Georgia? Okay, let me get that one down. That was the talent. Okay, Matthews. Yeah, we can cover that one too. When I was in Atlanta, Georgia, that was one thing he allowed me to use the whole idea of the people would come to me like they knew me. Oh, and a lot of times it was because they said they saw the light. But I let them talk. I'm a good hearer, but I let them talk. And then, but when I speak, then they begin to say, "Well, where'd you come from? Can we? Who is your pastor? And who is your? Look, I don't have none of that. Who are you? I ask you all. I ask them questions, and if they come tell me, you know who I am, I said, well, okay. And who are you? Since you know who I am, tell me who you are. What is your calling? What is your purpose? They can't tell you. Y'all told me to say that. That's why. And they get them every time. It gets them. And they can get anybody on this devil platform at any time. Because they can't really tell you what wait a minute, hold up. Wait a minute. What you mean? If he gave you talents, a lot of times it's in you already. Remember I said I was 4 years old? See? That stuff was in there already. By now you should know. Now, but you're going to come up to me and say, oh, I know who you are. Yeah, I know who you are. I can see the light on you. I mean, you know me, but you don't know you. Do that make any sense? You see? So he always told me when they come up on to you telling you, I know you're a prophet. And that's what happened to me. When I was in Atlanta, Georgia, I didn't have to zip. I didn't have to say nothing. I don't care where I go. They knew already that I was a prophetess. They knew something about me was a higher was in me, working through me. I didn't even have to say nothing. It scared me for 1 minute because here I am in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is different. Somebody walking up to you, asking you, telling you the light, and we know who you are, and all that stuff like that. And I said to them, he said, from now on, when they come and ask you, you ask them, what is your purpose? Who are you in higher? They couldn't tell you. That was the key. How is it that you're going to have the ability to know who I am? I know Satan know who I am, but how is it you're going to come trying to tell me who I am and you don't know who you are? So what gift is that? Satan's. So that's what he always told me too. And then most of the women, they was, or the men too, they was or prophetess. See, they didn't understand that you standing before a prophetess. So how could you be a prophetess? Okay, that's when I began to ask questions. And guess what? Threw them all off balance. Because when they say they are prophetess, I said, well, what is your purpose? What is God saying to you today? They couldn't say nothing. See, it's just you can be so humble with them to where you let them speak. The moment you say something, they just get stuck because they don't know what to say now. Because this is not questions people ask. I'm that stupid. I ask people stuff that I know they ain't gonna answer. And I thank the Father, because that's a part of being able to discern what you actually in the midst of. They can say anything. Anybody can say anything. Oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. But really, who are you? Yeah. So Sister Deborah, I went all overboard and bored all over me, and I better get on out of here. Spiritual battle. Wherefore taking place. Yes, it is. And you know what? And the spiritual, you know what? Somebody said something about spiritual battle. And I'm going to tell you something. And there's 3 males that have got on this platform saying they having dark battles. You see? So I remember the lady that owns all this property I'm leasing. And she said, she's a heathen. She said, what could it be? My husband, every night he's having a fight with the Satan. I said, oh, yeah. She said, yeah. What can it be? And he scratched me here. One day he hit me in the nose. I'm like, you think I'm caught up in that? I looked at her and got onto another topic and went on. Satan fights Satan, and he is. So nobody don't have nothing to do with me, And she know who we are. And that's another scary thing, y'all. That's why I sit and tell y'all what they doing underground and where they taking things taking money and funds from out of this country. It's already shipped over. Everything is shipped over. They don't even need this country no more. Those people who Pelosi and who else? Obama, the Clintons, Biden, what's that new president? Biden? He ain't going nowhere. He ain't nobody. He's just a clown. They are some of the power punchers. They ain't the main one now, y'all, but they are some of the power punchers. They already know. All we have to do is go. They don't care what happened to this country. That's why and then you hear people talking about how they destroying land and food and crop. It just hurts me that no one wants to talk about this in a realm of spirit and truth. They want to talk of it the way the world receives it and the way they want to receive it to you so that you can like and subscribe. But when you begin to speak spirit and truth, nobody ain't gonna want to hear you. Ain't nobody gonna want to like you. Ain't nobody want to strive to you. They ain't gonna praise you. They ain't gonna glorify you. They gonna just pass you by because no one wants to hear it and you don't want to put it out that they can hear it. Now, when they didn't done this ever since that B came out. They had already prepared to destroy. Right before it came out, they had started destroying stuff. That's a part of the plan. They got to get us to a position where we're depending on them and them only, and people are starving. And what the main thing y'all don't understand that they're trying to get you to, who in the live chat would know what is the main thing that the system is trying to get to start in this country. Anybody know? Yeah, he's a clown. Anybody happen to know what is the hidden, it ain't hidden to you all now, but what is the hidden thing that's on the gender, I don't know if I'm saying the word right, that they're trying to manifest more than anything? One world religion. Okay. Race. What you mean race? One world religion. Okay. Anybody else? I guess it ain't nobody else. Civil war. Yes, civil war. There it is. But like you say, civil war within. That's the number one, y'all. That'll bring this country to the debris. That's what they're trying to do. Yep, that's what they would do. That's it. That's why when they passed that gun law, or ignorant Pastor Dials, he's so darn ignorant, he don't know what's left from right. That shows you he's not a man of nothing but of flesh. Because he's so ignorant. The whole idea was passing the law because we got to get the guns in the hands. They got to start it from within, y'all. So if you think for 1 minute it's going to be started from without, y'all been fooling yourself. It's going to be a war within. That's why he said nations against nation. That means people against people. Basically, their own people, their own nation. And once they get that stirred up, it's going to be so chaotic, y'all. The people are not going to be focusing on food, water, clothing. So right now, they said, when we can just destroy all the things that's going to cause this war to come forth. Because people who don't have, they're going to go after those who do. See, it's a whole lot of things. You see what I'm saying? And they know that that's how they got it planned. You see? And it's a race war, but it's a civil war, race war. But it's within this country. It ain't got, honestly, a lot of people thinking that it's going to be Russia and China. No. Go back to your revelation. Mega is Russia. They ain't going to touch us until they see us over to our land. And that's when they're going to get their tails tore up from the floor. Okay? So no one is coming after. That's why I was telling y'all in the video prior. We think that people are after us. Only one after us is a higher. His judgment and his correction. That's it. And he's not really like on us, like really on us to get us, because he already got his A to Z completed. It's finished. So it's just that he wants us to recognize where we at in this midnight hour. That's all he wants from us, to recognize that this is what I have prophesied, y'all. This is where you at. So where do you turn? To the only one you can trust. You can't turn to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and all this mess. You got to turn to the only person that has the power. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up now. Father, y'all. They think this they war. That's what the Hebrew Israelites think it is. They think it's a war between them and the heathen. Baby, this ain't your war. Matter of fact, he wants us to look at it like a war in the spiritual realm. Because once you look at that, you can see him, the one that defeats everything. His right hand, that's why it's good to know about his right hand is stretched out on, because he's showing you, I'm kicking butt on the spiritual end. And that's how I'm going to defeat and get victory. You think I'm going to come in this here natural realm and get victory? See, the spiritual realm already been won. We're just waiting for the sight of it. But it's been won by him already. Because this really wasn't a war, y'all. He's the beginning of the war and the end of it. So it really wasn't a war, but he wants us to understand where the power is and who controls it all. Once we're able to put him back where he belongs, okay, we'll be all right. You'll be all right. If you can put him back where he belongs and his right hand power, You'll be all right. You'll be all right. But until you do that, let me tell you something. He's going to restore. He's coming with his, and he's going to restore it. He's going to get him where he wanted to get. He's going to take him where he want to take him. He's going to do what he want to do. But let me tell you something. If he's a spirit, then what's coming to do all this? Do you think this is the way they treat him? They treat him like he's a man. That means, okay, if you want something done, you got to use man and woman. No. It's no way I would challenge that right hand that's stretched out on and say, that got to be a man or a woman. Baby, you crazy. What man and woman part the sea? And got all those people through dry land onto the wilderness. Who part that sea? Who gave them light and cloud? Wait a minute. You see how we take the power out of his hand and make it something we create and how we think in our fleshly mind? Like a war. We're waiting for Babylon to fall. And y'all saying, Deborah, tell them people, Babylon already falling. I said, Father, I knew they fell back in 2004. He said they fell before then. But they sold you out. The people here in this country, they sold them out a long time ago. And they running around here, Babylon going to fall when you must going to be right here with it. If you can't see that it has already fallen. But what you're going to see is the debris. And that's the chaos within, the war within. And that's what they're starting now. But they got to make the war about food shortage, gas, everything we need. They got to take that from us to get the mighty war to start. As long as we got that, we okay. We minding our business a little bit. But once they start taking that stuff away, oh, it's time for us to war. It's time to throw down. And they know it. They know it. And they also know it's going to be within. They're going to be an escape without. So the war in which they are trying to breed together is going to be within among the people. You see? And that's when that's when he said, let me see what he said. He said here, let me see what he said about that war. He said something that's in this stuck right here, what he was saying. Matthew 24. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. See, y'all is warning us, y'all. It's not like y'all used to seeing wars, Russia and China, United States and Iran and all that. That's not the war. He's telling you. Don't be troubled by that, because that's not it. What you mean, Father? Ahaya. What you mean that's not it? He said, see that ye be not troubled, for these kind of wars must come to pass. But that's not it yet, y'all. That's not it. He's telling you they got you thinking. And that's why they quit. When something happened, when that first V came out, they started talking about somebody else having a war against this. They used the war to distract you. But Ahaya said, that's not it. But they don't care. Soon as the devil put an album on regarding Russia and somebody, or China, somebody, or Japan or whatever, they war. That's what the Hebrew Israelite people, women too. They over there warring against it. Sit down, clowns. He said that's not it. So what is it? Then you go to verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation. So it's not like war against one country against the other. He said within something is going to take place. People against their own people. That's where it's going to start. Now, once they go up against each other, heathens against heathens, Gentiles against Gentiles, they're the same people anyway. But like you always see us, we always against each other. We kill each other left and right and left. We always, that's why we can't unite about nothing. You can have Sister Deborah can throw a day in the park, all you can eat, all the ice cream, all the barbecue, whatever you want. Before it's over 10, 20, 100 people dead because we out there cutting up. We can't sit up. We just that people. We want to make y'all a lie. But see, we have never owned up to what he said. You all are stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient people. And we run around here, the heathens did it to us. The heathens. And y'all started saying, look here. Before you even came to the heathen's land, you was like this in the promised land. That's why your tail over there now. See, they don't want to own up to that. It's owning up to what Ahijah said took place. They don't want none of that. People are totally against anything y'all have said. And they lying to you about all kind of crap. And they won't own up to it. That's why I can shoot out on Clifford Dollars. Bro. You can't repent on nationwide television until you turn every penny back into the hands in whom you took it. So here, listen to what he says. Matthew 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nations and kingdom against kingdom. You see how we are as Hebrew Israelites, especially 99.9 of our men. They can't unite. Two of them on this side, two on that side. They can't come together into one because they got their own fleshly opinion, their own fleshly wisdom, their own fleshly knowledge. You see? They don't want to reason in spirit and truth. They want to have their own separate against each other. So therefore, they want the women to put them on pedestals like kings and leaders and queens, and you can't even get along with your own brother. But yet you want me to separate, look at you as a king and a leader and a ruler. Sit your tail down somewhere. Get somewhere and sit down. Now, in Matthew 24, verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. That's what they're doing in the Hebrew Israelite movement. And guess what? Like I told y'all last 3 or 4 days ago, Ahijah told me, Deborah, that what you see is in the tribe of Judah. It is also in the heathens. But when you're going to see it, you're going to see it on the news. You're going to see it on CNN like it has never. They're going to bring it all out. Why? Nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. They're going to go out, y'all. They're going to go out. They're going to go after each other. Now, this is what he said in verse 7. And there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. What do verse 8 says? All of these are the beginning of sorrow. This is where you should be feeling it. You think these Negroes on here feeling it? This is what I'm saying. When I say Sister Deborah says finished, they don't even feel it. They so numbed because they so, boast, pride-minded, self-centered, self-motivated. I mean, all these wicked ways that they thinking that they self is holier than thou. What did it say in verse 8? All of these things, all of these begins to sorrow. This is where we been. And we still sitting around here thinking, Babylon coming down. Babylon gonna come down, has already fallen. The debris is what you're really looking for. And when the trouble comes in the midst of Babylon, you ain't gonna be looking for nothing but a way out. And you better know your way out. Because all this chaos is gonna kick up. It's kicking up already. It's not, let me not say it's already being. Being a prophet is in the wilderness, being taught from that level, I can see it already. And I keep whining. I don't whine no more. Y'all know I don't come on here whining saying, Father, why are they doing it? Why ain't they can't see it? Why they can't teach against that? I don't even do that no more. Because Ahijah said, well, Deborah, what's your problem? Well, what's going on? Didn't I tell you it's over? Didn't I tell you it's finished? I said, but but what? But didn't I tell you it's over? You see, I have to, in the flesh, accept what he has given me in the spirit. So I route back to let you know, okay, this thing is in spirit and truth, y'all. This thing is in spirit. Then I come out like that. Okay, y'all, that's it. It's in spirit and truth, y'all. Y'all better get it. You better catch it. And that's what we just read today. All those verses telling you, you have to get this thing in spirit and truth. And then you got these people out here telling you it's in spirit. No, it's got to be in natural. You're a fool. You're going to tell these people it's in spirit. It's not in spirit. Don't you know before it was in natural, it was in spirit? So he's getting you a head up before you can get it in natural. So you're going to tell the one that knows spirit and truth, tell him, no, it got to come natural first. Okay, you keep waiting on it. See when it come knocking at your door. See where you're going to be at. That's all I can say. But here in chapter 7, Matthew 24 and chapter 7, this is the key. This is the key to it when about the war in this country, people against people. This is where it's at. Verse 8. All these things are the beginning of sorrow. Do you think these people out here sorrow? No, they don't see it because they can't see it. They can't see the judgment of the Most High is already in the midst. They can't see the war that's here. I've been seeing it, and I was telling y'all. But Yah has soothed me and given me the endurance spirit so I could see it and yet keep on running. Woo! Keep on running. Why? Because there's nothing I can do about it. I've said only what he gave me to say. And he said they can't even move based on what I say unless he give them the spirit to receive it, or give it to them to see, or give it to them to hear. And that's through the Ruach HaKodesh. And he said, without that, they just running in circles. Keep on hoping that somebody going to come on YouTube and show them something, reveal something to them and teach them something. He said, they ain't going to get nothing. They're going to get exactly what they already have got. Nothing, going in a circle. And did you all know there are people desiring to make it back to the dry land, and they're not going to? They went too far out. They went too far out. Their thoughts, they're out straight out in the ocean. And their thoughts is now, they come in and they realize that they went out there following someone way out in the ocean. And now they see that individual, some things of what they said was so far off. So they looking out in the ocean, seeing if they see dry land. And they can't see the dry land. Why? Because they went too far out. You see, so say for instance, if a higher would allow them to see the dry land, would they come on that dry land and see it? Nope, because they went too far out. They went too far out. That means they went too far out with Satan. So deep with Satan, they just saying, okay, if I could just get back to that dry land, I'll be okay. But wait a minute. Once you get back to that dry land, guess what you're going to say? I sure like to be back in the ocean where they at. You see what I'm saying? So y'all knows that. Why would you say that, Deborah? That's how Satan had 1/3 to follow him. That's why we're here today and don't know it. You know why you don't know it? Because y'all ain't taught you what took place before the foundation of the world. See, they didn't get kicked out of heaven just out of nowhere. Y'all get on out here. You want to follow Satan? No, they stayed there until others had minds to follow and desire to follow. So when they got kicked out, when Satan got kicked out in his those other angels, they got kicked out of their first estate. That's their main home. They got kicked out. But guess what? What was happening? You don't know. Because he didn't choose you to tell you what took place before the foundation of the world. Because before you can hit Genesis 1, you got to be able to be taught by his spirit what took place before the foundation of the world. Then you go to Genesis 1. But if you got to know what happened before Genesis 1, and the only one can teach you that is the Ruach HaKodesh. The only way he can teach you if you shut your ugly mouth, sit down and listen to his spirit minister to your spirit. But no one knows they got a spirit. They think they got a soul. Y'all ain't come to minister your soul. He ain't come to minister to your flesh. He said your spirit abide in his and yours, and that's where he'll abide. You can't worship him in his flesh, in your flesh. So he's telling you, come meet me in your spirit. So how is it that everything is not spirit and truth? That's crazy. So when they got kicked out, guess what? Guess what was happening in heaven? Father Yash told me this. I was a young girl. He said, Deborah, after they got kicked out, there were still many saying, what was that Lucifer was doing? They questioned what he was doing. They desired to know what he was doing. How you can't come to them angels and say, okay, this is what he was doing. Let me show you. This is the way he was thinking. Let me give it to you. So what Ahia said, I tell you what, heaven's finna be cleaned out. Everything finna come down. Everything. Okay, Lamb, I'm slaughtering you right now before the foundation of the world. Because everybody I bring down, you're going to go back and pick them up. That's why the Lamb was slaughtered before the foundation of the world, to come back to get your nasty tail. That's why I said you must know what took place before the foundation of the world. And if the Ruach ain't sat down and taught you that, you need to stand down and listen to someone he has taught. Because before Yeshua can come, you got to understand he was. John the Baptist said, well, wait a minute, y'all. John the Baptist said, when I knew of, this is what John the Baptist said. John the Baptist said, I knew him before heaven and earth. And no one knew what John the Baptist was talking about. John the Baptist talking like I'm talking. John the Baptist knew Christ, which is Hamashiach, before he came. Okay? He knew that his mission was for him to prepare the way for Christ and the blood, the lamb. So he's saying, I knew Christ. That's the power. That's my Father's power. You see? And when he saw it coming, that's why he said, okay, here it comes. This is he, that I'm not worthy to tie his lace. Why? Because he is the Son of Yah. See, he knew. But when he got into prison, he said, y'all go back and ask him. Now listen to this, y'all. John said, well, let me go back to John in the heavens. So John the Baptist already been to the heavens and already know what took place. He was sent to prepare the way for the lamb that was slaughtered and Yah to come down to redeem us back to the bosom of Yah, because when Yah was cleaning out heavens, he was sending them all down. He was sending them all down. Though, you want to figure out what Lucifer was doing? Get your butt down there and find out. Bam! Come on out here, y'all. Get on out here on this earth. Come up from the floor in the direction in which you're going to go. Oh, wait a minute. I got to send mine down. Oh, you don't want to go down. You ain't curious, huh? You ain't curious about what Satan was doing. Okay, I tell you what. You're going down anyway. He brought his down. That's why I said when these ignorant people talk about the fallen angels and all, they so off balance, they don't know they left from their right. Because you have to be taught what took place before the foundation of the world. You cannot come into the scene and just assume that you know. No, baby. It ain't like that. So when he sent them all down, and he sent his, and when he sent his down, guess what? He already knew. He told the lamb out, you know what? Yeshua, you're going to be the blood sacrifice that I'm going to send down. But you ain't going along. You ain't going along. I'm coming with you. But during this time, you hold up. You sit right here until I make this earth your footstool. Furthermore, you all angels, come on, get ready. You're going down to the earth. Because there's too many up here still curious about what Lucifer was doing. But see, if I put them on the earth, then they don't have to be curious anymore. They can walk there in the direction in which they desire. And what he means desire, from the heavens that they desire to follow Lucifer. So when he brought everyone down, everybody went into the direction in which they were going. But what happened? Lucifer had the earth in his fullness. He had deceived the whole earth. So those that came down for Yah, you heard Yah said a lot of times the son of Yah. The sons of Yah. Not the sons of man, but the sons of Yah. So when they come on down, guess what they did? They did the same thing, those that were connected to Lucifer. They start to desire the same thing that the angels that came down after the one that got kicked down in Lucifer. But see, they was up in the heavens wanting to know what was going on. You don't need to want to know if this is your home, this is your first estate. Why are you questioning what Lucifer is doing? I tell you what, I'm going to clean this place up and out. You're all taking your tails down to the earth. And when you put you down there, you want to go with Lucifer, you go to Lucifer. If you don't, you don't. But what happened? We all went into the sinful route toward Lucifer. But y'all had a ram in the bush. I tell you what. Hold up, Deborah. Hold up. I tell them what. Yeah, I sung mine down. That wasn't all of them, but he sung his down. And guess what happened? They went in the direction of Satan. But guess what? They were already written before they left in the Lamb Book of Life. So no matter what direction they go in, I don't care where you're going. If you're already in the Lamb Book of Life, you coming back home. See, because he wrote you in his book before he sent you down here. And he knew you. Watch what he did. Let me show how he backed you up and backed you down. He wrote your name in that book, and he said, okay, you going down there too. I'm going to send y'all down there with him. Okay? Get down there. Those who was questioning him, questioning the Father about Lucifer and what he was doing, still was itchy about what Lucifer doing. They went straight toward Lucifer. Why you think that broad gate is so broad? Why did you think he had to enlarge in hell? Come on now. So the broad gate so large because that's what the majority of the angels were desiring. So he took more than one third, y'all. In case y'all didn't know that, he did way more than 1/3, because there was others still left there that was desiring to follow him, but didn't choose to go get kicked out. They were still left up there, and after a while, they began to display that they wanted to follow Lucifer. He said, "Tell you what, I'm finna clean this heaven out. You getting your butt down there, and then you get down there, you want to follow him. That's on you." And then those that he sent down, before he sent his down, guess what he did? Give me that paper, Deborah. Put them in the Lamb book. I'm putting them in the Lamb Book of Life. Now, they coming back to me because they ain't next to come down here. They didn't want to follow Lucifer. I sent them down there. That's who I am. They want to tell you that it's their will and it's their way. I rule this. I rumble. I run this. I control this. I'm sending you down. He sent his down, and guess what? We get down here. He said, but look here. Everything's in Lamb Book of Life. Okay, hold up. But you, angel, I'm going to make you a little lower than the other angels because you're going to be the blood sacrifice. Come on here, Yeshua. But you ain't going down there by yourself. I'm letting you know you ain't going to be alone. I'm going with you. I'm going to give you all my power. You just sit here on my right side till I make that earth your footstool. Let me do this here. Let my right hand power do that. So what happened? They get down here and they start, all of the angels is in human flesh now. Okay, they start, everybody's going, look like the sons of Yah decided to go toward Satan's side. Oh, y'all said that's okay. Okay. Wait a minute, give me my paperwork here. Right here, this day, so. Okay, now the blood sacrifice got to come. Go down there, get what is mine, and redeem them back to me. You see, that's where hey, where's your steam? You thought I was gonna leave them down? They're coming back to me. You sure? Come on here. I'm coming with you. I'm the Son of Man. You sure you the Son of Man, and I'm the Son of Yah. We're gonna work this mission. We're gonna redeem ours back. So he came down to redeem, really, only. But through his sacrifice was to cover all sin. But he was coming to redeem what belongs to Yah back to the bosom of Yah. That's how the Lamb Book of Life was written, past tense. If you don't know what took place before the foundation of the world, stay out of the lane. That's what you call having the keys to the kingdom. It's when he taught you what took place before the foundation of the world. So everybody's down here. That's why we are sin. We're born into sin. That's why we sin, and sin is a part of us because we got down here, and Lucifer had won the whole world over. So when he sent his down, at the same time he sent Lucifer, he already had a plan in heaven. What was that plan in heaven? Oh, Deborah, I had a redeemer. I had a lamb I had slaughtered already before the foundation of the world. He was coming to redeem mine through his blood, and I'm coming with him with my power. You better tell them people, they better check themselves. If you keep on messing with my power, you're going to find out something you never knew, and you ain't going to never know something you never knew. Because it doesn't, where he's talking about is serious. He's not playing. We want to make him like a man. He said, I'll be your man. I'll be your man. See if your butt be redeemed. See if you come back to my bosom. You better tell those people who I am and that you do not mess with my power nor deny it. You see? So what did he do? He get down here. He tell Lucifer. He tells Yeshua, your mission in heaven, I'm going to bring you lower than the other angels just for the mission to redeem mine back to me. But you ain't going to redeem them because you Yeshua. You're redeeming them through the blood. I'm coming through the power of Hamashiach. That's the real work. Because when you go down, Christ is going to come up, bring you up 3 days later. All victory is back where it started. So you redeemed back to the Father. That's why everything y'all have said, he have let you know. Mine's. You ain't gonna put nothing over on what is mine. He throughout the whole Bible tells you that. But everybody thinking, oh, I got my choice. I'll do what I want. I rule. This is my choice. Baby, look, your choice was made before the foundation of the world. To already have you in the book of life or out of it. So what choices do you have? So what happened? John the Baptist, he ready to go. He knew before he came down here that he had to increase and decrease. He knew when Yeshua HaMashiach come, he had to decrease. He knew he had no problem with that. You know why he had no problem? Why are you going up in town telling this king what he can and cannot do? You ain't never went in town. You always stayed in the wilderness. You stay way far off to yourself. What are you going up in the town telling this king? Why? Deborah, because it's time for me to decrease. I can't decrease in the wilderness. I got to come where the enemy is at. I got to get among the enemy, tell them spirit and truth, tell them what is righteous, so I can decrease. Decrease, meaning for him to die. They had to take him out. So that's why John ended up in town. Because think, if you ever think, why are you going in town bothering them people? You was the man that stood out there in the wilderness. What John was doing is what he knew his mission was consist of. I am to decrease. Why Yeshua HaMashiach increase? I got to decrease because my mission is done. And this is what John said. If y'all go back to John and you hear him tell y'all, I knew him before, meaning before the foundation of the world. That's why I tell y'all, you don't know nothing. You want to run around here talking about you searching your history, search that history. See what you can find. You ain't going to be able to find crap because that history can only be taught to you by a higher spirit only. And when he teaches you that, he hands you the keys. Now you know the keys to the kingdom. And then you can rumble from that time on. Study learning. You learn every day because he's giving you the keys to be able to see things as he created it to be. So what happened? John go to the go in jail. He gonna tell his disciples, go back, ask him. Now he's telling John the Baptist, listen to this, telling his disciples to go back and ask Yeshua HaMashiach, are you the one? Wait a minute, hold up. This is where I say you have to have the keys to the kingdom to understand that. How could John get in prison and start asking the disciples to go ask Yeshua HaMashiach, are you the one, or should we look for another? Did not Yeshua say, hear the lamb that was and is, that he wasn't worthy to lace his shoes? Did not he baptize him in the dove? Said, this is my beloved son in whom I believe. In whom I have, what did he say? This is my beloved son in whom I have something. Have loved, I think he said. But really he's meaning give and gave because he gave us his son. Okay. So he's saying that while John the Baptist baptizing. Remember, heaven's opened and the dove. So how is it that John, I'm going to see if anybody in the live chat can answer this. How is it that John is in prison now want to know, are you the one? What's happening, y'all? Anybody know? I know y'all don't. I'm just teasing y'all. Whom I am well pleased. Yeah, that's what he said when he was baptizing. There it is. You're right. That's what it said. In whom I am well pleased. That was not John baptizing him. And then he told John said, I'm not worthy to baptize thee. He really didn't, because he knew, he said, I knew of him and what he mean as the person of whom he was. And he's speaking of the right hand power, who a higher is. You see what I'm saying? Watch this here. This is how you know. Let's see who can get it. Who can get women? No, that's what a lot of people say, but I'm going to get on you. Why was John the Baptist saying, are you the one? Or should we look for another? John the Baptist tell his disciples to go to Yeshua HaMashiach and ask him, are you the one, or should we look for another? Why is John the Baptist saying that? There you go, the power. John the Baptist is saying, now, are you the power, or should we look for another? That's all he was saying. But John the Baptist is saying, are you the power, or should we look for another one? Guess why? Guess why? Now, I'm like saying, well, why is John waiting until he get in prison? Is he scared? Is he new flesh kick in? I was thinking that too, until the Spirit taught me. He said, Deborah, John the Baptist in there. He knew he had to decrease like ASAP. So he's saying, wait a minute, hold up. I want to make sure this is HaMashiach. This is the power of Yah. I want to make sure it's on the earth before I get up out of here. Go back and ask Yeshua HaMashiach, what is going on? And what did Yeshua HaMashiach say? He said, tell him that the lame is walking. That means the power then stepped in, and the blind is seeing. He was just telling them all the miracles and signs. See, John the Baptist, Yeshua didn't go back and say, well, yeah, tell him I am the one. Yeshua told him all about the miracles and signs. That's all he needed for John the Baptist. John the Baptist said, it's time to decrease. You know, because that's his mission, y'all. His mission was to prepare the way for what? Yeshua HaMashiach and the power, which is the Son of Yah. He was to prepare the way. Once he realized he knew the Son of Yah, he knew who that was, but he wasn't concerned about the Son of Man. He wants to know, was the power, were you the power that was to come for me to decrease? Once he went back, they went back and told him, Yeshua didn't tell the disciple, go back and tell him, yeah, I'm the one and I'm baptizing or this and that. Yeshua said, yep, Yeshua HaMashiach told all the signs of the power. Y'all read it. It's beautiful. And Yeshua was telling him, yeah, go back and tell him the lame is walking, the sick is here being healed, all the things that the power of Yah does. And when that went back to tell John the Baptist like, all right, that's what I'm talking about. I'm out. I'm out of here. And he knew it was decreasing time. You see, the blessing, it was spirit and truth, that whole mission. It wasn't anything that has to do with flesh and blood. Even Yeshua HaMashiach had to release John the Baptist by only the power of the miracles and signs and wonders that was sent back to John the Baptist, so the spirit of John the Baptist can decrease. You see, it's all spirit and truth, y'all. It ain't got nothing to do with our flesh. Y'all say he do these things for his name's sake. Is he a spirit? Yes, he is. So how it becomes flesh? We have to dip into him. Okay, let's say for instance, you want to get into the word, you want to renew your mind, you want to do all these things. Why do you need to renew your mind with somebody like Sister Deborah? Why do you look for a seer, a watchman, a Maureen, a teacher, a prophet? We can't renew your mind, baby. When he's saying renew your mind, he's talking about your spiritual mind. Get that spiritual mind to control that flesh mind. Tell that flesh mind, sit your ugly tail down. You don't run nothing. Renew it every day till you have gotten your flesh under the submission of your spiritual mind. That's what he's talking about. Renewing that. So it can be lined up to your spiritual mind, because your spiritual mind is where Yah also abide. So you got to get the flesh under the subjection to your spirit, because you are a spirit and Yah abide in your spirit. So you got to let that flesh know you don't rule nothing. Sit your tail down. Get somewhere and sit down. And that's what it's all about when he's saying renewing your mind. See, they so ignorant. They think it's your flesh. Why are you going to renew something that goes back to the grave? And what are you renewing it with? And what power? You see? Your flesh sins. All of our flesh. So we can't renew this flesh. And it's loaded with sin. So we got to come around to renew this flesh by recognizing we got a spirit. And that spirit is where Yah abide in. And look, flesh, sit your tail down. Stop talking to people like that. Stop treating people like that. Stop stealing. Stop killing. Stop doing. But they don't get it. They don't get it. They don't get that right. No. It's about flesh. And that's why they don't want you to know anything. And they out here real bad now talking about even people who are wanting you to think this is a spirit. This is everything is spirit. Why would I come down on this earth after all he done taught me and revealed to me and taught me what it was before the foundation of the world? Before the foundation of the world, what does that mean? Everything was spirit, right? So why would I want to step into telling people that the flesh overrides the spirit when he taught me what took place? I'm gonna tell you the problem here. No one wants to recognize that Yah in yesterday gave the keys to those who have the keys to the kingdom. They don't want to recognize that today because they heard so much trash. They rather believe the trash than those who hold the keys. You see, when you know and recognize his power and rule, you can go anywhere you want in this world. Ain't nobody gonna touch you because all you have to do is what? Call on that power that you believe in, you have faith in, and you trust in, and they have to stand down. That's why you don't see miracles and signs and wonders before us in our community, in our place of worship among us, because there's nobody willing to stand in line. Okay, I'm in the body of Hamashiach. Okay, I'm this. I'm in the body of Hamashiach. I'm this. I'm in the body of Hamashiach. I'm this. I'm in the body. Nobody don't want to do that. Oh, you don't belong there. You don't belong there. You ain't. No. Oh, I'm over here. I ain't in nobody. Oh, I'm over here because I believe in this. I'm over here. No, baby. You don't understand. You can't be here and there and everywhere else. The head is the power of Yah Hamashiach. He's the head of the body. So how is it you in the body and all over the place? You ain't, because you ain't in the body. That's another difference. See, when you're in the body, you know you belong somewhere. You just don't know where. You know God has given you the gifts and the power. You just don't know how to activate the power because you don't know where you should reveal the gift that you have. You know that he called you, appointed you, and anointed you, but because you don't know who you should tell, who you should reveal it to. But you fail to realize there's a body. He said the body of Christ, which is the body of Hamashiach. But the body have to recognize who? All of us that's in the body of Hamashiach have to recognize what? Hamashiach is being the head. And that is the power of Yah. 99.1 trillion don't even know who the power of Yah is. Like I said, you can find it right in Genesis 1 and 3. Bam! There go the power. Brought forth. What? Ahia spoke and his power set forth. If I was going to pick up my phone, I have to speak it or I have to think it, and then my right hand will pick it up, or my left hand, but I would have to pick it up. I have to act on it, think it, speak it, and pick it up. Sometimes you don't even have to speak it, just think it, but you've got to come somewhere, and then it can be done. Well, that's what he did. It's his right hand that brought forth everything, and we missed it, even to today. So our sister Deborah went to 3 hours. Y'all about to bless me. You know why? Because I was procrastinating about coming on today. And he said, you see that seat over there? Get in it. Hook up that computer. Let's go. I said, but these are the verses you gave me a couple of days. He said, that's what I want you to read. I said, I didn't go in the Bible today and read nothing, but Deborah, there it is right in front of you. And honestly, y'all, those verses were actually telling you. 6 of those verses is telling you the only way you can deal with him is in spirit and truth. And that's what we have to come to. It says our spirit and truth. It's just telling us, but they don't want you to talk. They don't want you to know that in this day and time, because that's not for the light. That's for the darkness. Don't want that. They want something else. So our sister Deborah would like to say, I appreciate each and every last one of you coming in, and I will be back. Yeah. And he said that. He said we have to hate this life to gain it. The wretched man I am, who shall deliver me? There you go. From the body of this death. That's it. Romans chapter 7 and 25. Thank God through Yeshua HaMashiach our Lord. So then, with the mind, I myself serve the law of God, but with the flesh, the law of sin. There it is. Now the mind, I myself serve the law of God, but with the flesh, the law of sin. Where is it? That's another thing people don't understand. You have the law, which is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in the flesh. But it's also not a law, but you have it's not the law, it's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in your flesh. You know how some people can be so smart, they have the wisdom and knowledge and understanding in your flesh. And then we have the wisdom and knowledge and understanding in our spirit. And understanding is the Ruach HaKodesh. Yeah. That's good. That's good. Praise to the Most High Yah. Thank you. Appreciate you coming in. Appreciate you. So don't forget, now we're going to cover any topics anybody want to cover. Just let me know. Some of you are going to text me topics, or you can just let me know topics that we could cover. Just cover some topics. I want to share something with you all. I think y'all probably didn't heard me. How many times? Probably a million times. Sister Deborah will never own up to the fact that she know no more than 20%. Okay. I know no more than 20%. When it come down to this and in any other books, I can only give or take if 20%. Okay. But you catch me on the other side, which is spirit and truth. That's that side where he gave me the key to the kingdom. I can't deny what he have taught me in the wilderness and what he showed me and how he talked to me and he deal with me every day. Now, you get me on that side, then you're going to get me close to 100. You're going to get me close to the 100. This is why he was saying we are not perfect on the outer man, but we can be perfect in our inner man because we learn how to put trust in him. We learn how to recognize the gift of faith he's given us. We learn everything about him in spirit and truth. You're never going to know it all, but it's the thirst that you want. You want to continue to really thirst after him and who he is and what. Because I'm silly. Ever since I was young, I asked questions. And I remember pastors, bishops, I ain't lying. I would come ask the question. They was like, well, I'm going to have to get back with you. No, you don't know it. That's why I asked, because I knew you didn't know it, but you won't. It ain't that it's being negative. Honestly, y'all, it hurts to walk this walk alone. And you might say, when you ain't alone, you're right, because I got all power with me and the Most High are higher. But don't forget, I'm flesh too. You want people to be able, because to me, I'm going to tell y'all how I see you all. I see you all teaching me. See, he didn't intend for me to know as much as you know. He intended for you to know more than me. He already showed me that. I told y'all 19 years ago. So Sister Deborah be yearning for someone in the live chat to come teach me. And not so much as me speaking on what he's given me. And mainly what I'm giving y'all is what he's given me. But I'm waiting for what he has given you all, because you all, I believe, are for this season, not this season, for this day we're in. This is the message he put in y'all. It's this day. You see? So therefore, just like the two prophets he sent, what's going to be different from them than the ones he already got, prophets and prophetess? Great difference. See what I'm saying? A great difference. That's the same as Sister Deborah been in this so long, to where the baton is hand over. Just because I run my mouth don't mean nothing. you still supposed to know more than I know. When I say something, you're supposed to bounce off either what I say or climb on top of it. Don't go under. Don't go under, but you climb on top. That's those that he told me I will be able to salute them, because they might not know who I am, but I'm going to know who they are. And I guess that's why I have this thing about waiting for the ones he told me would come to be able to tell me what I don't know, that I need to know, or what he has given them to tell me, or give me them to where I learned from. See, this is who I am. I believe that I am a prophetess in the wilderness. Yes, I believe I hold the keys to the kingdom, meaning information that Yah has given me, okay? And because he has given it to me, I can't shake it off. I can't destroy it. It's been in me so long, and it's so much of it. I can tell a whole story again. But the thing about it is, what he's given me is what he's given me. I'm not the whole body of Christ. You see this little, can you see that little dot? You probably can't even see that little dot. That's how small I am in his whole body of Hamashiach. We are pin needles of spirits in this body of Hamashiach. You see, we're not the whole body. So you see why I'm looking for the others? Because I'm just a pin needle. The others are there too, but you can't seem to say anything or do anything that causes them to come forth. So what do that tells me? That tells me you're in the midnight hour. That means there's so much darkness out there. No one's willing to come to the light. No one's willing to speak out. No one's willing to come forth out of the light to reveal themselves. Because if he's the Hamashiach, the power, and this is the body of Hamashiach, it's all of us in that same body, and not one is better than the other. You see? But we work together. It's not that Deborah know it all and have it all, but it's that it's always someone that knows more and on top of her 20 million times higher. Why? Because that's how Yah rumbles. He goes up. He don't go down. You see? He's not saying, okay, Deborah, this is where you at. You stop. It's I think you can find some scriptures in there where he says, and then I think, was it in Solomon where the elders, the young would lead the elders, and it's not so much as just talking about age-wise. It's talking about what Yah is adding or have already in the body of Hamashiach. Just don't be afraid. Just step out and be all that he has called you to be. And remember, he said, you be ashamed of me, I'll be ashamed of you. So what do you mean, Father Yah? Don't be ashamed of who Ahia has called you to be, because the world won't accept you. Don't be ashamed of that. Right now, we're in midnight hour. We need all the light we can get. So I, Sister Deborah, want to say I appreciate each and every last one of you. And I want to say that I hope that we can get some other topics. And I'm looking forward to somebody having some topics that we can just cover and talk about. And even if we have the topic, we can put it in the live chat and everybody can go for it. Everybody can climb on top of it. I think that'll work. Let's try that tomorrow. We get a topic, and whoever come up with a topic tomorrow, but then everybody needs to cover the topic, I guess. So we'll get around to that. Okay, but I, Sister Deborah, will say I appreciate each and every last one of you all. And let me ask you something. Go into your closet. Go into your closet and wait for the Most Higher to speak to your spirit. Go into the closet. And the closet don't mean you go in there hooping and hollering. All that don't move him. That's the flesh. He just wants you to go into the closet and be silent and hear him speak to you in the spirit. So I, Sister Deborah, will say, I love you all, and I am out. See you again. Renew.